Hello, everyone, and welcome in here on the campus of Salina South High School. Tyler Henry alongside you. Brian Dennett handling all of our production and camera duties today at another fantastic Game of the Week coming your way. Presented today by the Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance and by Salina Surgical Hospital. It's the battle for Salina, the Mayor's Cup matchup here on the softball diamond. Salina South and Salina Central doing battle here in town, and a chance for the Lady Mustangs to get some revenge after falling in a sweep at the hands of South last year. We'll get more into the matchup and the players that make it up, but before we do that, let's introduce you to the starting lineup for the Salina Central Lady Mustangs, presented by the good folks at Billings Group. Katie Wagner, the shortstop, will lead things off as she takes another pitch in for a called strike. The count goes to 2-1. She will be followed in the order by third baseman Charlotte Gordon, first baseman Harper Turpin, and starting pitcher Valerie Van Zant batting in the cleanup spot today. Batting fifth, it's your second baseman Jolie Guyett, then DP Ellie Rykoff, left fielder Peyton Burnt, right fielder Hannah Peckham, and center fielder Bailey Bruce bringing up the rear of the Lady Mustang lineup here today. It's going to be a 5-pitch walk to start this game as Peyton Fritz puts Katie Wagner aboard. And the final member who is not in the lineup is Brooke Banninger for Salina Central. She is the starting catcher and today's starting flex for Game 1. As Charlotte Gordon comes to the plate, let's take a look at today's starting pitcher for the Lady Cougars. It is junior Peyton Fritz as a bunt is laid down right back to Fritz, but the sack bunt, wow, they get her off the bag. It did work to advance the runner, but now a rundown between first and second. Wagner has to be careful here, dive to the bag, and a punch out for the Lady Cougars. Boy, Charlotte Gordon laid down a great bunt, but Wagner caught between second and third, and a double play pulled here by the Lady Mustangs, or the Lady Cougars, rather. That's 2 down in the inning here for Harper Turpin. It's a tough break, and it's the old 1-3-5 double play. So with Turpin at the plate, let's take another look here at junior starter Peyton Fritz. She is making her 7th appearance of the season. All of them start. She has tossed 36 1/3 this year to the tune of a 3.08 ERA, 44 strikeouts compared to only 22 walks, and so far this year a 4-2 record as the primary Game 1 starter for the Lady Cougars. Salina South comes into this game. They are 9-3. Central is 9-1, and it has been really good to see the Lady Mustangs pull their program out of the dirt these last couple of years. A lot of the thanks to that goes to Alyssa Waldron, the head coach of the Lady Mustangs, for the job that she has done, and that turns this into what should be a really, really fun rivalry game, or rather 2 rivalry games here on a Friday afternoon. 2 away here in the inning. Peyton Fritz doing good work in the circle. Let's take you around the horn for the Lady Cougars after this next pitch, which is in the dirt for ball 3. Helzo gets the start behind the dish. It's Macy Yost over at first, Briley Moss at second. Zizakam gets the start at short, and it's Gardner at third. Your outfield from left to right consists of Webb, Langer, and Janasek. Called strike 3. Harper Turpin can only watch it go by, and it's a roundabout 1-2-3 inning for the Lady Cougars, who will be up to bat when we come back. It's the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. It's presented today by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
Back to softball action here. Our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week presented today by Salina Surgical Hospital. And after a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Lady Cougars, they will send the bats up here. Let's go ahead and meet the starting lineup for the Lady Cougars today, presented by the good folks at Billings Group. It all starts with right fielder Morgan Janasek, then center fielder Mackenzie Langer, pitcher Peyton Fritz, and third baseman Hannah Gardner in the cleanup spot here today. Batting fifth, it's your first baseman Macy Yost, then catcher Chloe Helsel, left fielder Brecken Webb, second baseman Briley Moss, and shortstop Sadie Zizakam, bringing up the rear of the lineup for Salina South here in Game 2. This South team has been very good offensively this season. They are batting .359 as a team in the very tough ABCTL. As this pitch misses high, and with that, let's go ahead and introduce you to today's starting pitcher for the Lady Mustangs. It's Valerie Van Zant, a senior, making her 6th appearance and start of the season. She has tossed in 22 2/3 of an inning this year and a very clean 1.67 ERA, 21 strikeouts. I'll make it 22 as she fans Janasek compared to only 14 walks and 2 hit batsmen. Van Zant has pitched very well so far in 2025. She is able to retire Janasek, and that will bring Mackenzie Langer to the dish here. Last season, this was a Salina South sweep as the Lady Cougars got wins of 9-6 in the opener and then 7-0 in game number 2. And a lot of the pitchers that you're going to see today are the same pitchers that we saw in that series, including this opening game matchup between Valerie Van Zant and Peyton Fritz. And then we fully expect to see Macy Yost as the game 2 starter for the Lady Cougars. The one change will be Sophia Johnson. Boy, Johnson is off to a fantastic freshman campaign so far. We'll get a chance to kind of look at her a little bit more in game number 2. But for here and for now, it's a battle between Mackenzie Langer and Valerie Van Zant. And the 1-1 pitch is high and outside for a ball. Take you around the horn here for the Lady Mustangs. Brooke Banninger is your starting catcher today. It's Turpin at first, Wagner at second, Guyot at short, and Gordon tending to the hot corner at third base today. Your outfield from left to right consists of Burnt, Bruce, and Peckham. Couple of pitches fought off here by Mackenzie Langer, trying to settle in and start a little something for her Lady Cougars. South would love to keep their confidence and, more importantly, keep the cup for softball anyway in Salina. It's been fun to watch the meetings between these two. I mean, always is, but it feels like the competition has really tightened up. Everything from girls basketball to boys basketball, baseball, softball, you name it. Good meetings between these two teams, and another strikeout here for Van Zant, who has fanned the first 2 that she's faced to bring up Peyton Fritz. Peyton Fritz had a field day the last time these two met. She had a couple of home runs in that game, including a few against Valerie Van Zant. She will stand in here trying to start things with 2 away. Right now, South just trying to get somebody to put the ball in play. But you can tell Van Zant has picked up her game a little bit as well from last year to this year, and that's certainly reflected in the numbers. Last year, I don't think many people would have been shy about telling you that South were probably the favorites coming into their meeting with Central. This year, it's a little bit closer. Matter of fact, it's a whole lot closer. The Lady Mustangs 9-1, the Lady Cougars 9-3, and a chance for both teams to try and solidify their standing for regionals. That's coming up sooner than you think as Fritz swings underneath a high rise ball. And now Peyton Fritz will have to get protective as they're trying to avoid going down here in short order. Fritz stands back in. The 1-2 from Van Zant, high and away. She'll leave it there. And the count stays right where it's at. It's a good enough take by Fritz, who is still one of the more fearsome hitters in this lineup. She is batting .615. She is slugging over 1,000. You don't see many batters that slug over 1,000 this far into the season. Sometimes through maybe a week or two when the stats are still kind of skewed a bit, but Fritz has put together a fearsome campaign, both in the circle and at the plate. The payoff pitch to her is popped up, back onto the screen, and that'll land with a loud thud just behind the press box here in Salina. Want to say a special thank you to one of our sponsors today, Kansas Wesleyan University, proudly supporting all area athletes. Learn more at kwu.edu. Van Zant looking for the 1-2-3 inning. Here comes the payoff pitch, and that will miss low, so Peyton Fritz will take her base. And the Lady Cougars in business here with 2 away. Also, take this moment to introduce you to our umpiring crew today. Chuck Vogan, who I swear is following me around. This will be his second game on our game of the week in just as many days. He is your home plate umpire. Ken Kuzer is in the field. And we've got a courtesy runner here for the Lady Cougars. First pitch on the way, showing bunt, pulling it back. They will fake that. Throw to second is a good one, and they got her. Brooke Banninger hoses the pinch runner at second, and that will bring an end to the first inning. We're still scoreless as we go to the second here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, presented today by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
At Long MacArthur Ford, they always go further. Right now at Long MacArthur, you can enjoy Employee Pricing Plus. What's Employee Pricing Plus? Here's an example. A brand new 2024 F-150 Super Crew 4x4 list price $58K. If you're an employee of Ford, you can buy that same truck for $51K. With Employee Pricing Plus, that same truck is only $45,000 with approved credit plus tax. See dealer for details. That's a total savings of $13,000. It's time to visit Long MacArthur in Salina, or you can shop online anytime at longmacarthur.com.
Looking to take the next step in your career? Consider an MBA from Kansas Wesleyan, helped by the Saline County MBA Scholarship. This scholarship provides $100 off per MBA credit hour for anyone living or working in Saline County, and it lowers the total cost of the program to under $12,000. Learn more about KWU's MBA program by visiting kwu.edu/MBA. That's kwu.edu/MBA.
Heart of the order due up here for the Lady Mustangs. It'll be Valerie Van Zant, Jolie Guyett, and Ellie Rykoff, your three to lead it off against Peyton Fritz here in the second. Both teams reached on a walk, but both players were thrown out on the base path, so both pitchers have faced the minimum as we head here to inning number 2. And again, this has been one of the higher build matchups between these two teams over the last several years. Of course, for Salina Central, they had to go through a lot of work just to pull their program up from where it was. It had been really non-competitive for a while, but last year they came back. They were really solid. I think overperformed what a lot of people expected out of them, and they returned a lot of talent from that team to this year's team. It is shown as everybody's average for the most part is up across the board. This is a team that is batting .364 across the board throughout their lineup. This pitch in for a called strike, and the count goes even at 2-2. Valerie Van Zant has had a lot to do with this rebuild. She comes in batting .538, slugging .654. She leads the team with 14 hits. And here we'll send one to third base, but Gardner picks it up. High throw, though, takes the first baseman, Yost, off the bag. And it's an error as Valerie Van Zant is going to reach on the E5. Tough break there for the Lady Cougars, but a runner aboard here for Central with Jolie Guyett at the plate. There have been plenty of returners. We talked about that, but there's also been a really good base of freshmen, including Guyett, who stands in now, that have helped pave the path for this year's 9-1 Lady Mustangs. Guyett comes in, batting .333, 4 doubles, 2 RBI for her already. Corners are pulled in, anticipating a bunt here, but swinging away is Guyett, and she will fall behind at 0-2. Guyett this season still has yet to strike out. Fritz would love to hand her first here. On the 0-2 pitch, it gets by Helzel, and Valerie Van Zant moves up into scoring position here for the Lady Mustangs. Stolen base for Van Zant. Pitch to Guyett on 1-2. Big swing and a miss, strike 3. And that will be the second K of the day for Peyton Fritz. And it brings Ellie Rykoff, the DP, to the plate. Salina Central today comes out in their all-maroon jerseys, white numerals trimmed in black, black pants for Salina Central. For the Lady Cougars, it's the green pants, white pinstripe jerseys with the green numerals trimmed in gold. Clean looks here for both teams as Rykoff is into the batter's box, trying to find a way to get at least the runner to third. And you might think about laying down a bunt here if you're Central. You've got good speed. Well, I know you can't really see it from where the camera's set up, but Rykoff is choked up most of the way on the bat. Now she'll go more to a standard look as the next offering is down and in, and the count is even here at 1-1. Peyton Burnt and Hannah Peckham, if they can get to him, will be the next two in the order here for the Lady Mustangs. And the runner's going to move up here on the pass ball as Van Zant slides up. And they will say that able to pull back on the bat in time was Rykoff, as, they do check it down to the field umpire, and she did not go. So the potential first run of the game just 60 feet away, represented by pitcher Valerie Van Zant. 2 pass balls have moved her up. Another pitch in the dirt, and the count goes to 3-1. Peyton Fritz has walked more batters than she would like this year. 44 strikeouts, but 22 walks and 3 plunked batters as well. The 3-1. Big swing and a miss, and Rykoff will have to be cautious here. Anything but a strikeout helps you. Corners are playing in, so if they do decide to try and send Van Zant on a ground ball, they will likely come home with it. The payoff pitch from Fritz. It's low and outside. The ball gets by Helsel. And on 3 straight passed balls, Valerie Van Zant will come in to score the first run of the day as the Lady Mustangs find themselves ahead 1-0.
Now batting number 11, Peyton Burns.
That is an unearned run as well, as Van Zant reached on the error. And boy, just pure chaos on the base paths. Reached on an error, moved up to second and third on pass balls, and then came in to score on a pass ball. Fritz going to have to keep it out of the dirt here, or Helsel might need to just find a way to keep it in front of her here. 1 away in the inning. Peyton Burnt at the plate. And another pitch that will find its way across for a strike as Fritz is ahead at 0-2. Lady Mustangs looking to avenge a sweep from a season ago. Big swing and a miss. And a tipped foul. They just got the bat on it there, did Burnt. So she will stay alive with an 0-2 count. Fritz still hunting what'll be her third strikeout of the game if she can find a way to record it. The 0-2 is just a bit outside. Fritz might have pulled that one a touch. And Burnt stands back in. That was the waste pitch, though. Let's see if Fritz goes at her here on 1-2. She does. And that ball is hit back to the concourse. And while we've got a brief break in the action, I want to remind you that coverage of today's game is presented in part by Long MacArthur Ford. Special employee pricing plus going on right now. Shop online at longmacarthur.com. Called strike 3 on a low pitch, but it had just enough, and it's a looking strikeout. The third of the day for Peyton Fritz. And what do we have here? Ooh, wait a minute. Ellie Rykoff was sent to the dugout. I don't know why Rykoff was sent to the dugout. Okay, Burnt is back at the plate here. So it's Burnt at the plate. There was not a strikeout. And the count is 2-2. I'm not sure why Rykoff was sent and ruled out there by the field umpire. We'll have to get clarification perhaps from Ryan Stewart on that one. But now the count is full on Peyton Burton. I think in 10 years of broadcasting, this is the first time I've ever just put a question mark in the scorebook. The 3-2, and that misses up and away, so Burnt, who we thought struck out, instead will reach on a walk. And Hannah Peckham will come to the plate here for the Lady Cougars, Mustangs. First pitch in here for a called strike. Big swing and a miss, and Fritz ahead 0-2 here on Peckham. Whatever that was, the call was made by Ken Kuzer in the field. This ball struck on a line out to straightaway center, It is picked up there by Langer, but it's 2 aboard here with 2 away for Bailey Bruce and the Lady Mustangs, thinking about more potentially here in the inning. That, by the way, despite them having 3 base runners, is the first hit of the day for Central. Showing bunt, throw to third. It's a good one, and they'll get her. Another batter, or runner rather, is thrown out trying to swipe a bag, and that will conclude the top of the first. A 1-0 lead here for the Salina Central Lady Mustangs as they bring it in on a passed ball. More softball game of the week action when we return on the Salina Post Sports Network.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services. Member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back inside the Equity Bank broadcast booth here on the campus of Salina South High School. And we did get confirmation that the runner left the bag early. That was how Rykoff was ruled out for the second out of the inning. So a wild sequence, but ultimately the result is the same. It's 1 unearned run across on 1 hit and 1 left aboard for the Lady Mustangs, who lead it 1-0, and now it falls to Central's pitching to try to keep runs off the board and protect the lead as Hannah Gardner, Macy Yost, and Chloe Helsel are the 3 due up here trying to get things started for the Lady Cougars. Peyton Fritz was able to reach on a walk back in the second here. It's a looking strikeout as Hannah Gardner watches it go. That is the 3rd strikeout in 4 batters for Valerie Van Zant, who is off to an excellent start. A reminder that coverage of this doubleheader is presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance and by Salina Surgical Hospital. So a fresh count here to Macy Yost. And Yost will take the first pitch she sees and pop it up. Wagner comes over and records the quick out. And it now falls to Chloe Helsel to try to get this done now for the Lady Cougars. Helsel, another senior in the lineup, batting .324 on the year, 12 hits, 9 RBI. And interestingly, this is still, Helsel is going to take that off the thigh. She will take her base. And it's the first hit batter of the day. As for the second time in as many innings, South has got the runner aboard with 2 outs. Now Chuck Vogan, our home plate umpire, comes in, and he's got something to say to Bree Vadreen, the head coach of Salina South, and she will now bring a courtesy runner in for Helsel, who was hit by the pitch. That will be Maria Alicia Martinez, who comes in to run for Helsel. Alicia Martinez in to run at first. She is just a sophomore. And the first pitch swinging here to Brecken Webb will go for strike 1. Webb stands back in at the ready. Pitch on the way. She'll foul it to the screen and fall behind at 0-2. Brecken Webb, a sophomore in this South lineup. Batting .364, slugging .576. She has brought in 11 runs, the second best mark on the team this year for RBI, and finds herself battling with Van Zant, who has been cruising through the lineup so far. Oh, 2 misses well outside, And Alicia Martinez will take second on the wild pitch. First pitch that's gotten back to the screen from Van Zant today. And you got to give a lot of credit to Brooke Banninger. She's already done her job as the catcher, again, keeping everything in front and also throwing out the runner at second to close out the first inning. Another pitch that misses high and outside. Another good stop by Banninger, who pops up out of her crouch and makes the stop as the count goes to 2-2. Van Zant has not had as dominant a numbers as what we might have thought, given how good she was last season. 21 strikeouts to 14 walks. She's averaging about a strikeout an inning. That is very good, but the control numbers on the walks perhaps down a touch from what they were a season ago. But, boy, against South, it just does not seem to matter as she gets her 4th strikeout of the game. And that'll take us to the 3rd inning of action. Central up to bat when we return. Coverage of this game is presented in part by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Bailey Bruce, Katie Wagner, and Charlotte Gordon to lead off the 3rd for Salina Central. First pitch swinging, chopped to second, picked up by Moss. The flip to first is in time, and it's quickly 1 away here in the 3rd inning. And that'll turn things over from Bailey Bruce to Katie Wagner, who reached on a walk back in the first. It's kind of a curious thing, but we have already had 2 half innings come to an end where the batter at the plate started the next inning because of a caught stealing. It's just kind of an abnormal thing to have this early in a game like this. Of course, we've been awfully busy here this week. Most people tuning in, obviously fans of Salina South or Salina Central, but if you're just a fan of some good area baseball and softball action, you can go back and catch the doubleheader last night between Southeast of Saline and Chapman. A big split between a Class 3A school and a Class 4A school. And then, of course, on Monday, it was couple of doubleheader games from the world of area baseball right here in Salina between Salina Sacred Heart and Southeast of Saline. Here it's the battle for Salina between South and Central. It's led 1-0 by the Lady Mustangs, and it's a big swing and a miss for Katie Wagner, who comes up empty. That is strikeout number 3 for Peyton Fritz, and it's looking like a pitcher's duel here early on as both lineups just trying to sort out what the other is doing here. Charlotte Gordon laid down a perfect sac bunt. She did her job, but Katie Wagner got too far around second base and ended up getting herself into a rundown, so it ruled a double play for Gordon. The 0-1 pitch here to Charlotte Gordon, slapped into center field. That gets down in front of Langer, and it's a 2-out knock for Charlotte Gordon to set up Salina Central for Harper Turpin. Turpin today is 0 for 1 with a looking strikeout. She is one of the better bats in this lineup historically, despite being just a sophomore, slugging .607 on the year. 11 hits, 10 RBI right now, just trying to keep the inning moving for the Lady Mustangs after a quick ground-out strikeout combo. And trying to get things to Valerie Van Zant, who has scored the only run of the day. Pitch from Fritz, misses low and inside. Count goes even at 1-1. One pitch here from Fritz will also miss inside. And fans of Salina South softball, mark your calendars. We'll be back next Friday as the Lady Cougars take on the Lady Salthawks of Hutchinson. That'll be the next installment of our Salina Post Game of the Week as this gets by Helsel. And it's another passed ball that allows Charlotte Gordon to move up to second and into scoring position. 4 passed balls today. And Central has allowed somebody to move up on all of them. The 3-1, big cut. Coming up empty is Turpin. She'll fall behind and fill the count at 3-2. Peyton Fritz from the circle brings home the payoff pitch. And it's fouled away. Of course, unlike last year, Salina South, or at least the softball fields, are all decked out in Lady Cougar green and gold. Central hosted this series last year. Today, it is South who represents the home team. Cut on and missed. It's another strikeout. They'll check it down to first, and it's 4 Ks on the day here for Peyton Fritz as we go to the home half of the third. Still a 1-0 lead for the Lady Mustangs on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage of this game presented by Salina Surgical Hospital.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
Coverage of the Battle of Salina is presented in part by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. Welcome back inside the Equity Bank broadcast booth. Tyler Henry alongside you. Brian Dennett handling all of our production and camera duties today. And Briley Moss, Sadie Zizicom, and Morgan Janasek are your 3 due up to lead off the third here for the Lady Cougars. They have gotten 2 aboard. They're still looking for their first hit of the game as they got a walk back in the first and a hit batter in the second. So the bottom third of the order, plus Janasek, trying to get something going against Valerie Van Zant, who has looked excellent and continues to look excellent. 5 strikeouts in 3 innings. And she is cruising through the lineup here the first time as Sadie Zizicom comes to the plate. Matter of fact, if you want to talk about weird stats in this game, this is the 9th Lady Cougar to come to the plate. There has been one ball put in play. And you wonder if the Lady Mustang defenders might just bring some lawn chairs out for the next half inning with how infrequently they've been called upon to work today. Zizicom is trying to change that here for Salina South. Senior batting .267, cuts through an outbreaking pitch, and the count goes even at 1-1. Van Zant, to be fair, did something similar in the game last year as they will check, and yep, she did go around. So Zizicom will fall here to 1-2 in the count and will have to get protective, trying to keep her team in this inning with 1 away. Van Zant looking for a 6th strikeout, and she will get it. My goodness, how good has Valerie Van Zant been today? 2 away in the inning for Morgan Janasek, who was the first victim of the strikeout pitch. That came to lead off the first inning. Van Zant, a season ago, went 4 2/3. She gave up the 4 earned runs. But here's the crazy thing. In 4 2/3 innings, she had 7 strikeouts. And she is working at a very similar pace here today. But will now have to face the Lady Cougar lineup for a second time. And this is where you see batters start to figure it out and make some adjustments. Although Janasek, who's already 0 for 1 with a strikeout today, is going to have to shorten up on the bat with an 0-2 count. Janasek has struck out just 3 times this season. A .432 hitter. She gets on base at a .551 clip and has had 1 ball leave the yard this year. The 1-2 from Van Zant, swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. It's 3 straight strikeouts for Valerie Van Zant, 7 on the day. We go to inning number 4, still a 1-0 lead for the Lady Mustangs. Here on the Salina Post Sports Network, coverage today presented by Salina Surgical Hospital.
When there is wastewater backing up into your home, time is crucial. Hours are precious to minimize the mess and damage. That is where Salina Septic Service looks out for you with direct access to their dispatch board, so you can schedule the first available appointment, upload pictures and description of your problem on the Salina Septic Service website, and secure your appointment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Money-saving specials now and information on worry-free service plans when you visit salinasepticservice.com.
I'm Brian Arms, your mortgage loan originator at Equity Bank here in Salina, Kansas. I'm a lifelong Salina resident here to tell you our bank can offer you mortgage and refinance options with terms designed for you. Why leave our community when you can choose the bank that never forgets it's your money? With 2 locations in town on Ohio Street and Santa Fe Avenue, there's no better time to apply online, in person, or over the phone.
Welcome back in here on the campus of Salina South High School. The first pitch is shot up the right side, and Valerie Van Zant, who has been a one-woman wrecking crew today, has got the second base hit of the game here for the Lady Mustangs. So far, Valerie Van Zant, when pitching, has recorded a putout of all but 2 batters, and when batting, has reached twice today and scored the only run of the game for either team. This is chopped back to Fritz. She'll go to first for the out. I like the move there by Fritz. You could have tried to rush something to second, but I think thought better of it and took the sure out there at first. So Jolie Guyot is out on the 1-3. But Van Zant, for the second time today, will move up into scoring position here. At the plate is Ellie Rykoff. She reached on a walk, but then left the base early and was ruled out on one of the most confusing sequences you'll see all day. Here she starts off 0-1. Fritz gets a check swing, but it's another passed ball here for South. And I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but that has been a massive problem here for the Lady Cougars in a way that it really just hasn't been this season. Puts another runner 60 feet away, and it's a chance for Van Zant to come in and score for the second time today. Good block this time by Helzel. She will have to keep everything in front of her as Alyssa Waldron has a word with her speedster and pitcher over there at third. Rykoff just trying to get this ball out of the infield. Corners played in. And another pitch in the dirt here for Fritz as the count goes to 3-1. Van Zant came in on a pass ball last time. No RBI for the Lady Mustangs. And a called strike, an attempt at a back pick. Not a bad idea there for Helzel. Just trying to catch Van Zant off guard. But a 3-2 count. Peyton Fritz, if she could find a way to work a strikeout here, that would be huge for the Lady Cougars. Here comes the 3-2. That's right back to her. She'll check the runner. The throw to first is in time. Throw back to the plate to get Van Zant. And they got her. It's the 1-3-2 double play as Macy Yost cuts down Van Zant at the plate. And that will take us to the home half of inning number 4. It's the Lady Cougars up to bat. When we come back, a 1-0 ball game on the Salina Post Sports Network.
Close your eyes. Now, imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community or the camaraderie at Southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now, open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina.
Are you ready to make a meaningful impact? Join our professional healthcare team at Salina Regional Health Center. We're seeking dedicated individuals who are eager to provide exceptional care to our community. Our growing organization offers competitive pay, comprehensive benefits, and opportunities for growth. We are committed to supporting you in your career. If you're ready to join a team that values compassion, teamwork, and outstanding patient care, apply now at srhc.com or reach out to me, Tess Madro, in Human Resources. Great careers start here. Salina Regional Health Center, we take care of you so you can care for others.
Welcome back in here inside the Equity Bank broadcast booth. Coverage of this game is presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. Boy, a little bit of everything here today. We got strikeouts, we got base hits, we got some youth softball trivia from up here in the press box. And it will be Mackenzie Langer, Peyton Fritz, and Hannah Gardner, your three to lead it off for the Lady Cougars. Boy, South just trying to put the ball in play. They have done that once through the first 10 batters of this game, and it's been a dominant effort from Valerie Van Zandt, whose first pitch will miss low. I think Coach Waldron's case on that double play, and again, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think she was trying to say that the catcher was blocking the plate. Nonetheless, the tag got there in time, and that is probably the best defensive play you'll see today. Typically, when you have a player as quick as Van Zandt, she's going to get to home in a hurry, but boy, Yost collected herself, caught it, and delivered a strike to the plate for the out. In-breaking pitch here goes to 2-1 on Mackenzie Langer, who was 0 for 1 with a strikeout today, but at this point, who's not? Van Zandt back to work here, looking to get a 2-1 pitch across, and will miss high and outside. This is really the first time we've seen her fall behind to a batter. She walked Peyton Fritz. She plunked Chloe Helzel. Aside from that, everybody has been recorded as an out so far. Here's a chopper. Shortstop comes over. Guyot picks it up. The throw to first is in time. And it's more good defense for the Lady Mustangs for the first out of the inning. That will bring Peyton Fritz to the plate. And this is kind of the biggest difference between South and Central this season. Salina Central, in 10 games, 0 home runs. Salina South, in 12 games, 7 home runs. And, of course, 5 of them have come from Peyton Fritz, who is always a threat to change the course of the game with one swing of the bat. She did that plenty a year ago. We had a chance to broadcast 5 or 6 Salina South softball games, and Fritz left the yard in almost every one. She'll take a pitch low here, and I think Van Zandt knows that as well. Obviously, the power is on the scouting report, but when you've been able to dominate the rest of the lineup, I don't really mind her pitching around Fritz here if she ends up walking her. 1-1 hit right up the middle. A diving stop from Guyot. Her throw from her knees is not in time, and Peyton Fritz will leg out an infield single, but tip your cap to Guyot. That was a great effort at shortstop as she tried to make that work. Quick correction, that is Wagner who is in at shortstop today. Guyot is your starting second baseman for the Lady Mustangs, and it is Hannah Gardner who's 0 for 1 with a looking strikeout, standing in at the plate. Pinch runner for the Lady Cougars takes over at first base here. That is senior Delaney Harris. Next pitch outside, count evens at 1-1. You also wonder, I mean, with one out here, if South might be content to try to play some small ball. Gardner swings away, falls behind 1-2. Van Zandt has got her right where she wants her. Gardner got to shorten up on the bat a little bit here. The 1-2 pitch on the way, and she will fight it off back to the screen. Banninger keeping everything in front. That's the other thing. You don't want a pass ball or a wild pitch to allow anyone to move up. Van Zandt's kept it out of the dirt for the most part today. She has not been shy about pounding the zone. The 1-2 is fouled off again, back to the backstop. And we roll on here. The count's still at 1-2. Gardner this year, 8 RBI, just trying to keep the inning rolling for the Lady Cougars, and that one is high and away as Harris will advance to second on the wild pitch. So now the situation changes a little bit. You've got a runner in scoring position. Gardner at the plate. Macy Yost, if they can get to her with one away. The 2-2 is popped up. This will stay on the infield. Banninger drifts over and can't make the catch. It's a tough play with the catcher's mitt, but And normally you'll see a softball catcher utilize that other offhand and try to trap it. But that one in and out of the mitt. And new life for Hannah Gardner. Let's see what she does with it on 2-2. Well, pretty much the same exact thing. Can Banninger squeeze it? This time she can. I'll tell you what. Still going to give a lot of credit to Brooke Banninger for the defensive job that she's done at blocking pitches, but may want to shed the mask next time and try to get a clearer view. Really no sunlight in the sky. Plenty of cloud cover here in Salina. You don't have to worry about looking right into the sun. 2-2 pitch. Misses high and away. Boy, I'll tell you what. South would love to have only one away with Macy Yost at the plate and 2 aboard, and that is the job of Hannah Gardner here with 3 balls and 2 strikes. Van Zant's payoff pitch. It misses away, and it's a walk to Hannah Gardner to bring up Macy Yost. Only 1 down in the inning, and a chance for the Lady Cougars to finally get on the board here in the 4th. First time through the order, Van Zant dominated. Since then, Salina South has made their adjustments. They've started to figure it out. And Van Zant has started to miss with that up-and-out pitch. She got a lot of swing and miss on that the first time through the order, but South is leaving it there now. There it is again. This time, though, it will clip the corner. And the count goes even at 1-1. We're about halfway through the season for both of these teams. But a win against your rival can be a great boost, as this is up and off the press box roof here. So the count goes to 1-2 on Macy Yost. Yost this season, a .308 hitter, 3rd best mark on the team in hits, 3rd best mark on the team in RBI. The 1-2 comes in and gets her, and the bases are loaded for Chloe Helzel. So again, only one hit in this inning. A hit, a walk, and a hit by pitch. And all of a sudden, it's a chance for Chloe Helzel to get the run back as the infield comes in. They will confer here around Van Zant. The 1 run that scored for the Lady Mustangs came in on a passed ball. It was Helzel, the catcher, who let it get by her, but she's got a chance to get that run back with interest here. And if you're Valerie Van Zant, you just got to focus up on the hitter. She struck out 7 of the first 10 she's faced, and now the last 3 have reached in order. So it's Harris aboard at 3rd, Gardner at 2nd, Macy Yost at 1st, and Chloe Helzel at the plate. First pitch, big. Swing and a miss for Helzel. That ball fading out. And Helzel cuts through it for strike 1. This is the best chance that South has had to get some runs across all day long. It's their first runner to reach 3rd base. But it's an 0-2 count to Chloe Helzel, who was hit by a pitch her first time up, and will have to get protective on 0-2. Valerie Van Zant looking to keep the sheet clean. She's got a pitch to waste here if she wants. The 0-2 is popped up shallow right center, and that will get down in front of Bruce. 1 run comes in to score, and it's an RBI single for Chloe Helzel on a ball that just didn't hang up long enough for Bruce to make the play. And we are tied 1-1 with the bases loaded and Brecken Webb at the plate. Got another pinch runner here as Maria Alicia Martinez is back in to run for Helzel again. So they will make the same swap. Our first RBI of the game comes in the home half of the 4th, and the Lady Cougars would very much like to not be done yet. Brecken Webb, who struck out swinging her first time up, will take strike 1 here, still just 1 away here in the frame. Anything but a strikeout or an infield pop-up helps you here. As another big swing and a miss here for Webb. And another batter falls behind 0-2. Webb this season, 5 strikeouts to only 2 walks. Biggest spot of her year so far, the 0-2 pitch. And she will swing away. It is strikeout number 8. And it's one chance here for Salina Central to get out of this inning and strand the bases loaded. But here comes Briley Moss for the Lady Cougars. Moss this year, a .250 hitter, just 1 RBI on the season. Chance to double that total or more here. She fouls the first pitch away. This is the part of the lineup that Van Zant did the best against the first time through. As so far she has faced the 7 through 9 hole hitters 4 times, and she struck them out all 4. That streak may not continue here, but it's just foul down the third base line. Boy, that had extra bases written all over it. But instead, Briley Moss will come back with an 0-2 count, and Van Zant has had almost every batter with the bases loaded here, down 0-2. South continues to battle. 0-2 pitch. Misses up and away. We'll do it again on 1-2 as Van Zant had a waste pitch and knew it. Not saying the game is in the balance here, but for South, it's a chance to pull ahead. For Central, an opportunity to strand them loaded. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and it's the 9th K of the day for Valerie Van Zant as Salina South does get the first run across to tie it, but leaves them loaded. We go to the 5th inning. Mustangs up to bat here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage of this game is presented in part by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
Back to softball here inside the Equity Bank broadcast booth. It'll be Peyton Burnt, Hannah Peckham, and Bailey Bruce to lead off the 5th here for Salina Central. They got their 1 run back in the 2nd inning, and since then they have threatened in every frame, but they have not managed to scratch anything across. Bottom third of the order looking to start the rally here and hoping they can turn it over to the top of the book. That's a good start, or it would be, but Zizakam leaps up and makes the catch. A defensive gem for the Salina South shortstop. And it's 1 away here in the inning. Boy, that was good stuff for Zizakam, tracking it out. Thought for sure that was going to be a base hit for Burnt. But instead, Hannah Peckham will come to the plate. And she will break out the 9-iron to golf at the first pitch that she sees. 0-1 the count. Peyton Fritz looking to settle back in here. Fritz has allowed a single in each of the last 2 innings. This one rolled slowly to third. Gardner picks it up. Her throw is in time, and it's 2 gone quickly here for Bailey Bruce.
Mustang batters, number 5, Bailey Bruce.
Bruce, another sophomore in this lineup, and this is kind of the new philosophy for the 9-hole hitter, as they use her as more of a rollover batter. Used to be you hide your worst hitter in the 9 spot. Now the 9 spot is a second leadoff batter, basically. Bruce is hitting .462 this year with 12 hits, but bats all the way down in spot number 9. And the idea in a situation like this is potentially to start a rally with 2 down and turn things over to Katie Wagner. 2-0 pitch misses in the dirt. Or no, called strike. And the count goes to 2-1. So far today, Bruce is over 1 with a ground out to second. The 2-1 is chopped foul, and the count goes to 2 apiece here on Bruce. Of course, across town at Dean Evans Stadium, it's the other half of this doubleheader matchup between Salina South and Salina Central on the baseball diamond. We'll see if we can't get you a score update from over there on our Bennington State Bank scoreboard. But for now, it's another pitch low and inside, and the count is full here to Bailey Bruce. Fritz's strikeout pace has slowed a little bit and will continue to be dry as that is smacked to right. They try to throw to first, but yeah, not going to get that one as Bailey Bruce is aboard with a knock, and here comes Katie Wagner, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout today. Wagner reached on the walk in the first. She struck out swinging in the third. First pitch in for a called strike that brushes the inner half of the plate. Most of Fritz's pitches that have gotten by Helsel have come with runners aboard. I wonder if that changes her approach a little bit. As the 0-1 looked across, but just missed outside, and it's evened up at 1 apiece. The 1-1. Also shot to right. That one gets down. It's scooped up by it's scooped up out in right, by Janasek. And it's back-to-back knocks here for Bailey Bruce and Katie Wagner. 2 aboard for Charlotte Gordon, who's already got a single today. Gordon laid down the sac bunt in the first. She singled and reached second in the third, and right to Zizekam, who cleans it up for out number 3. So a pair of lineouts to Zizekam, bookend the 5th inning. We go to the home half of inning number 5, still tied at 1 apiece here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage today presented by Salina Surgical Hospital.
At Long MacArthur Ford, they always go further. Right now at Long MacArthur, you can enjoy employee pricing plus. What's employee pricing plus? Here's an example. A brand new 2024 F-150 Super Crew 4x4 list price $58K. If you're an employee of Ford, you can buy that same truck for $51K. With employee pricing plus, that same truck is only $45,000 with approved credit plus tax. See dealer for details. That's a total savings of $13,000. It's time to visit Long MacArthur in Salina, or you can shop online anytime at longmacarthur.com.
Looking to take the next step in your career? Consider an MBA from Kansas Wesleyan, helped by the Saline County MBA Scholarship. This scholarship provides $100 off per MBA credit hour for anyone living or working in Saline County, and it lowers the total cost of the program to under $12,000. Learn more about KWU's MBA program by visiting kwu.edu/MBA. That's kwu.edu/MBA.
It will be the 9-1 and 2-hole hitters to lead it off for Salina South. They did all of their damage, only 1 run, but 3 or 4 base runners back in the 4th inning. And they're looking to pick up where they left off here. As this one is off the mitt, it's a strike to Zizekam, who takes it to start this at bat. Coverage of today's game is presented by Salina Surgical Hospital. We'd also like to say a thank you to Kansas Wesleyan University, proudly supporting all area athletes. Learn more at kwu.edu. Valerie Van Zandt looked unhittable through the first 3 innings of this game. South found a way to get to her in the 4th. And you wonder if the Rubik's Cube of Valerie Van Zandt has been solved here. As Zizekam, who struck out looking her first time up, will foul it off, and the count goes to 1-2. Zizekam needs to be careful here. Trying to roll things back to the top of the lineup, and a called strike 3 on the outer half. That is the 10th strikeout of the game for Valerie Van Zandt. Double-digit total, and we're only to the 5th inning. So for the 3rd time today, Morgan Janasek is at the plate trying to avoid the dreaded hat trick, as she is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts today. First pitch to her, big cut. It's the off-speed stuff, and especially that drop ball that's really been fooling South. Van Zandt's got good velocity. She'll hit you with the high riser, and then the next thing you know, she throws you a pitch that falls off the table. This time she comes home with the rise ball, and under it touches Janasek, and this has been what Van Zandt has done all game, getting ahead of the hitter. She did allow the pair of singles back in the fourth, but even then did not fall behind many in this lineup. 0-2 in the dirt. Easy take there for Janasek. Just trying to set the table with Mackenzie Langer and Peyton Fritz on deck. The 1-2. Outside. Good take there by Janasek, who is showing off good patience here. The other thing to remember with Salina South, if memory serves, they only graduated 2 seniors last year. The 2-2. Big swing and a miss. Strikeout number 11 for Valerie Van Zandt, and they just keep coming. Mackenzie Langer comes to the plate here. The last hope for the Lady Cougars to get something rolling in the 5th inning here. Langer today is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. And now another ground out as she takes it right to Van Zandt, who cleans it up herself. That'll bring us to the 6th inning. Still a 1-1 ball game. It's a pitcher's duel here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services. Member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
Welcome back inside the Equity Bank broadcast booth on the campus of Salina South. It'll be Harper Turpin, Valerie Van Zandt, and Jolie Guyot to lead off the 6th here for the Lady Mustangs. First pitch from Peyton Fritz, swung on and tipped foul. And boy, this place is packed. You kind of come to expect this when you're talking about South and Central, but I mean, both grandstands, left field line, right field line, everything behind home plate. We got lawn chairs set up. People are parked out all the way around the outfield. People have stopped at Jerry Ivy Park. Done plenty of baseball and softball games here. I cannot remember it being this packed, say, for maybe last year's South Central matchup. And even that, I think, didn't have quite as much steam behind it as Central was still trying to put the pieces of their program back together. But boy, you talk about good quality softball here on a Friday evening. Central at 9-1, South at 9-3, bragging rights in the town of Salina on the line, and a big swing and a miss here for Harper Turpin, who's got the hat trick. 3 strikeouts for her today, 5 strikeouts for Peyton Fritz in the circle. But here comes Valerie Van Zandt, who has just been a massive thorn in the Cougars' side all day long. She's reached base twice, and she has kept them off the board. Here, though, it's a hot shot to Gardner. Throw to first is in time, and she is quickly retired for out number 2. Jolie Guyot will grab a bat here. Guyot today is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Fritz trying to keep another clean inning here as she is ready to go. Her pitch on the way, misses high and outside, and the count goes to 1-0. Fritz's next offering is fouled away. Would also like to say a special thank you to Long MacArthur Ford. Special Employee Pricing Plus is going on now. Shop online at longmacarthur.com. 1-1 count to Jolie Guyot. Pitch on the way. In for a called strike at the knees, and she'll have to shorten up just a touch here with a 1-2 count. Just as a reminder, we'll have coverage of game number 2 of this doubleheader coming your way about 30 minutes after the conclusion of game number 1. And another strikeout here on the outside as Peyton Fritz racks up her 6th of the game in as many innings. It's a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the home half of the 6th. South looking to pull ahead on the Salina Post Sports Network.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Back to softball coverage on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, presented today by Salina Surgical Hospital. And it will be the heart of the order. Peyton Fritz, Hannah Gardner, and Macy Yost due up for the Lady Cougars. Fritz has reached base twice today. She legged down an infield single on a ball that just kind of found its way trickling into the gap and then reached on a walk back in the first. First pitch to Fritz, up and in for a called strike as she swings through. That's the thing with Peyton Fritz. If you're going to make a mistake to her, you don't want to make it up. Seen many pitchers do that, as Van Zant's next offering is fouled off, and Fritz, like many before her, is in an 0-2 hole to start this at bat. Peyton Fritz, the biggest power bat on the team. It's not close. She's slugging over 1,000 this year, but she strikes out, chasing away the 12th strikeout of the game for Val Van Zant. One away here for Hannah Gardner. This has been surgical for Val Van Zant. And speaking of surgical, if you have an upcoming operation, be sure to head on over to Salina Surgical Hospital, a proud sponsor of today's game. Hannah Gardner, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout today, trying to get the Lady Cougars on the board before we head to the 7th inning. Could be decisive here in Game 1. She will pop this up back near the grandstand, and almost a good catch made by a fan down that right field line. 1-1 the count here to Gardner. Van Zant working at a good pace. Her pitch on the way. That struck well to center. Bruce back. Track, it's off the fence. Turning for 2. There will be a throw. It won't be in time. That's going to get by. And then the runner spills. Boy, that was awkward. And now she's in a rundown between second and third. Just chaos on the base paths. She is tagged. And I can tell right now, Bree Vadrine wants an interference call, because Gardner got bowled over by Wagner, who basically pushed her off the bag. And yeah, there you go. That is the ruling from field umpire Ken Kuzer. Hannah Gardner is going to be in at third. She is awarded the extra base on the interference, so give her credit for a double, and then she reaches third on the interference. And Salina South has the go-ahead run 60 feet away here in inning number 6 with 1 down and Macy Yost at the plate. Alyssa Waldron is going to come out and talk to Ken Kuzer about the call, but they got it right. Gardner was just kind of standing on the bag, and it wasn't malicious, but Wagner just kind of lowered the shoulder. She had to go right through her to try to make the play that she wanted to, and yeah, I mean, just can't be doing that. So a fresh count, Macy Yost at the dish, a chance to be the hero here for the Lady Cougars, as if she can bring the run in from third, Central will be down to their final 3 outs. Val Van Zant has done so much for the Lady Mustangs today. This will be the true test, as a swing and miss for Macy Yost puts her in an 0-1 hole. Van Zant has already recorded 12 strikeouts in this game. You get the feeling she might need a few more if she is going to find a way to will Salina Central to a victory. 0-1 to Yost is hit down the line and foul again. That one finds its way into the Central bullpen, but it's another 0-2 hole. And Yost is going to have to find a way to get this in play. If you're South, you've got options to score this run. Anything deep enough into the outfield could go for a sac fly. Corner infielders are in trying to cut the run down at the plate if they get the chance on a slow roller. If they can get to her, Chloe Helzel is the next bat to come up here for South. Helzel has reached base twice today, and now Brie Vadrine is coming over and wants to have a word with Chuck Vogan, the home plate umpire. And, yeah, this is a good move. They're going to put a pinch runner in here to get a little more speed at third. Lennon Haas is in at third base running here for Hannah Gardner. So Haas represents the potentially game-winning run. South would still need to get 3 more outs on the other side. A 2-strike count to Yost. She will have to swing away. And here we go. Macy Yost, this season, 7 RBI, looking for the 8th of the year. It would be the biggest of the year. There is no margin for error for Valerie Van Zandt here. The 1-2 misses up and away, and the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Best case scenario for Central is a strikeout. An infield pop-out would be arguably just as good. South with a chance to take their first lead of the day, the 2-2. Close, but a good take for Macy Yost. Boy, that is an enticing pitch. And here you go. Rivalry matchup, tie game. Go-ahead run 60 feet away. The payoff pitch, it's fouled away. We'll do it again. But you live for moments like this as a high school athlete. Macy Yost, only a sophomore, getting another taste of this rivalry. The 3-2 pitch is popped up. It's spoiled again. We'll do it again. Of course, Yost is not the final hope, even if she does record an out here. Chloe Helzel will take an at bat pending something crazy, but the Lady Cougars would love to get this done right here and right now. Payoff pitch to Yost, low and inside. It's a walk, and it's runners at the corners for Chloe Helzel with 1 away in the inning. My guess is that Yost will not be long for first. And, I mean, if you're Salina Central, I don't think you even risk throwing down to second in this situation. You might cut it off with Van Zandt. I think that might be what this conversation is going to be about. And this will just be a conversation. Obviously, you don't lift Van Zandt here. Salina Central has just 2 pitchers who have tossed more than 2 innings this year. They are Valerie Van Zandt and Sophia Johnson, the freshman who we expect to see as the Game 2 starter. Chloe Helzel has driven in the only run of the game for the Lady Cougars. That came back in the 4th inning when she brought in Harris, who was pinch running for Peyton Fritz. And remember, Salina South stranded the bases loaded. They had an opportunity to take the lead then, but they've got another great opportunity to take the lead now. Valerie Van Zandt v. Chloe Helzel, who's reached base twice today, an RBI single and a hit by pitch. Game on the line here in the 6th, still tied up 1 apiece. It's Macy Yost aboard at first. It's Lennon Haas at third. First pitch, they scored a bunt, and the runner came. There's nobody covering third. She's got to scamper back. That ball gets into left field. It is scooped up. They'll stay on the bag. And in all the chaos, Macy Yost moves up to second. And I'll tell you what, South is fortunate that Burnt was not covering the bag from left field, because she would have been thrown out by a mile had that happened. All that for one strike, and now what's the plan for Salina South? Helzel looks like she wants to swing away here. It's not the worst idea with one out. You try to cause some chaos. You never know what might happen, but with runners on second and third, my guess is we'll see Helzel swing away here. The 1-1. That ball is hit on a line to center. It takes a hop off the fence, and the Lady Cougars will plate two. It's a 2 RBI double for Chloe Helzel, and Salina South has got their first lead of the game here in the 6th. Good work by Chloe Helzel. That is the hit that South has been looking for a whole game, and they will bring in a pinch runner as Maria Alicia Martinez is in to run at second once again. All 3 runs driven in today by Chloe Helzel. She has been an RBI machine, and now the Lady Mustangs are down to their last 3 outs on the other side of the break. With only 1 away in the inning, South might not be done scoring yet. Brecken Webb is at the plate. First pitch to her is tipped off the screen and off the mask of Banninger. Van Zant has dominated this part of the lineup. She's faced him 6 times. She's struck him out 6 times. Valerie Van Zant, I mean, you got to also think 12 strikeouts. How often do you throw 12 strikeouts in a game and you're in line potentially for the loss? The 0-2 to Brecken Webb misses down and in. She will take that one. And the count goes to 1-2. It's a pair of swinging strikeouts for Webb, a pair of swinging strikeouts for Moss, and a pair of looking strikeouts for Zizicom. This one fouled off back on the top of the press box roof. And the count stays at 1-2. Sun's starting to peek out just a little bit here in Salina. A quick check of our landscape consultants field and weather conditions. 60 degrees, mostly cloudy here in Salina today. 1-2 pitch, chopped to second, picked up by Guyot. Throw to first is in time. And it's 2 away here for Briley Moss. That moves Helzel. Another critical insurance run up to third. Want to make sure you put yourself in bloop and a blast territory, or out of it rather, if you're Salina South here. As Briley Moss, who is 0-2 with a pair of strikeouts, with a chance now to score Helzel from third. First pitch to her, she will foul it off, and the count starts off at 0-1. Game 2 should see a battle of underclassmen with Macy Yost and Katie Wagner, or Sophia Johnson rather, set to take the circle for these two teams. 1-1 on the pitch that's low and inside. South did what they needed to do. They hung around. They did just enough, and they find a way to get to Van Zant here in this inning as that one is yanked foul off the Lady Cougar dugout. Moss stands in, 1-2. Van Zant looking to get out of the inning and give her team one last chance to try to get some runs on the board and tie this up. That one misses, and Van Zant knew it. Trying to keep that up and away from the hitter, but a bit too far up and a bit too far away. 2-2 the count here to Briley Moss. Pitch on the way is fouled off again. That'll take a long roll down the concourse back towards the high school building. So it's still 2-2. Van Zant, if she can get it here, it'd be her 13th strikeout, but she'd probably trade all 13 of them to take those 2 runs off the board. And another foul ball. Boy, Briley Moss just battling. She's only a .250 hitter on the year, but she's been very protective in this at-bat of the plate. And Van Zant, not wanting to waste another pitch, has been trying to record the out on each of the last 3. Here comes the 2-2 again. And it's fouled off again. The next pitch will be the 9th of this at bat, as Briley Moss is just sending everything outside the lines. A lot of real estate up the middle here. 2-2 again is hit well out to deep left center to the warning track. It's up off the fence, and it's another double. No, Moss is thinking 3. She digs in, and it's a stand-up triple for Briley Moss as the Salina South Cougars plate another run here in the 6th. They take a 4-1 advantage, and here comes Sadie Zizicom. I think that ball got trapped in the corner of the fence where it meets the turf because Burnt just struggled there to pick it up. And as a result, Moss goes ahead and takes third sliding. Now it's Zizicom looking to get her revenge on Van Zant as she is 0 for 2 with a pair of looking strikeouts. 1 back in the 3rd, 1 to close out the inning in the 5th. 1-0 pitch in for a strike. Count goes even at 1-1, and the advantage 2 to the triple for Moss. So now you've got another insurance run, also 60 feet away. It wouldn't take much to score her and give the Lady Cougars a 5-1 lead here. This is not going to do it, although it's another ball in and out of the mid of Banninger. She elects to keep the mask on. It's the 3rd ball that has let slip there. So the count stays 1-2 here to Sadie Zizicom. Given a bonus opportunity in this at bat. Pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss. And the 13th strikeout of the day for Valerie Van Zant, but not before Salina South puts 3 runs on the board. They're looking for 3 more outs to close out the game when we return here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage of this game presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Welcome back inside the Equity Bank broadcast booth. Coverage of this doubleheader presented by Salina Surgical Hospital. I've learned my lesson with Peyton Fritz over the years. She is the only pitcher in the state of Kansas that gets through her warm-up so fast, you don't have time to play a second commercial. So we are back a touch early here as it falls to Ellie Rykoff, Peyton Burnt, and Hannah Peckham, the last hope for Salina Central to avoid losing another game here to their rival in Salina South. The Lady Cougars have dominated this series as of late. They got the sweep last season, and they're looking to start off on the right foot with a win here today, despite a 13 strikeout performance from Valerie Van Zant, but the Cougars just would not go away. And now a strike to start the at-bat to Rykoff sees the Lady Mustangs down to their final 3 outs. Just as a reminder, coming up 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one, we'll have coverage of game number 2 of this doubleheader, as this pitch misses low and inside, and the count goes even at 1-1. Rykoff today has had, let's call them base path adventures, as she'll take up and in here. Her first at bat, she walked but then got called out as she left the bag early, and then in her second at bat, she hit a ball back to the pitcher that was thrown to first and then to home for the rare 1-3-2 double play. Here it's a called strike to even the count at 2-2, and Rykoff will have to get protective as the Lady Mustangs need base runners, and they need them now. Rykoff will stand back in the lefty bat against Fritz. The 2-2 pitch. Down and in, and the count is full. Fritz will get back in the circle here for the Lady Cougars. 3 balls, 2 strikes, trying to avoid throwing what would be her 3rd walk of the day. The payoff pitch, and it will be just that. Ellie Rykoff takes her base, and the leadoff runner is aboard here for the Lady Mustangs with Peyton Burnt at the plate. Burnt today, a line out and a walk, and a called strike to start off the plate appearance. Fritz is one of those athletes. She makes everything she does look so casual. Her 0-1 pitch on the way. This one hit awkwardly out to center. Zizakam is back on it. Not in time, but the throw to second. Boy, they almost got her as Langer threw it into Moss. Just not in time to get Rykhoff, who I think might have gotten caught jogging a little bit, down to second base. But it's a single here for Peyton Burnt, and all of a sudden, the tying run is at the plate for Salina Central. More than likely, they are going to have to manufacture these runs. Remember, the Lady Mustangs do not have a home run on the season yet. As the first pitch is in here for a called strike, and it's a good start to the at-bat for Peyton Fritz, who's just looking for those last 3 outs to wrap up a win here in game number 1. 0-1 in the dirt. Count goes even here to Hannah Peckham today. Peckham, a single and a ground out. She was caught stealing, trying to swipe second base. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and the count to 1-2 here on Peckham. Bailey Bruce, the team's second leader in batting average this year, is in the on-deck circle. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Peyton Fritz puts the Lady Cougars just 2 outs away from closing out game 1 with a win. That is her 7th strikeout of the game. But here comes Bailey Bruce in the top of the order next. First pitch to Bruce, in for a strike. Strike 1 has been the best pitch of Peyton Fritz today. Bruce in this game is 1 for 2, a single and a ground out. The 0-1, big cut on a drop ball low, and the count to 0-2. This is right where Fritz wants to be. Bailey Bruce trying to get the top of the lineup up with just the 1 out in the inning. The 0-2 pitch is chopped slowly to third, picked up by Gardner. Throw to first in time. So it's 2 down in the inning, and it falls to Katie Wagner to try to keep this going for Salina Central as the Lady Mustangs are down to their final out. Wagner today is 1 for 2, a walk, a strikeout, and a single. First pitch to her, misses inside. Charlotte Gordon in the on-deck circle. Lady Mustangs, the 2 runners aboard are inconsequential. They got to get 3 across at the very least to keep this game going. The 1-0, good pitch there by Fritz. Started inside, worked its way to the inner corner. And Peyton Fritz wants to talk to Helzel as she makes the motion for her to come in here. So Fritz has got an idea of how she wants to pitch to Katie Wagner. Let's see if whatever it is pays off. 1-1 the count. Wagner at the plate. Central on their last gasp of air. And a low pitch in the dirt. Count goes to 2-1 here on Wagner. Wagner, a .320 hitter this year. She is in search of her 10th hit of the season. 2-1, good looking pitch. And now the Lady Mustangs are down to their final strike. Peyton Fritz looking to lock up the win. The 2-2 pitch. Almost got her, but she's able to take, and the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 aboard, 2 away. Salina Central down to their final out. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. They'll have to check it down to first. The runner makes off, and an awkward throw is going to get all the way back down to second. The runner stays put at third. So it's a drop third strike that Katie Wagner advances on, and the runner that comes in to score is Ellie Rykhoff. Peyton Burnt is up to third, and the tying run is aboard now for Salina Central.
Now batting number 6, Charlotte Gordon.
And I think just to calm everybody down, you're going to see here that Brie Vadrina's out, and like I said, I think just wants to cool the team off a little bit. As a frantic sequence brings in a run that will officially go down in the book as the 8th strikeout of the day for Peyton Fritz. But Peyton Burnt moves up to third. And Katie Wagner, who stands aboard at first, and I would imagine will not be at first for long, now represents the tying run here in the 7th. Late drama in the Mayor's Cup matchup. Charlotte Gordon at the plate. Gordon today is officially 1 for 3, a single, a sac bunt, and a lineout. First pitch misses inside. Ooh, Fritz snatched it away. They either faked the throw down to second or Helzel's throw was just high. And now the runner's going to take off. Nobody covered second. Moss was off the bag. Zizicom was off the bag. And Katie Wagner said, I'll take that. And swipes the bag to put the tying run in scoring position. And things are getting really interesting here in Salina now. 1-0 pitch. Called strike. Count goes even at 1-1. If you're Peyton Fritz, the only thing you need to focus on here is Charlotte Gordon at the plate. Gordon is a true freshman, batting .333. She will foul this off her foot, and once again, the Lady Mustangs are down to their final strike. It's been a great matchup so far. There will be another one to come, but for now, it's Peyton Fritz and the 1-2 pitch. Swing, and was that fouled away? Yes. And I think that's the right call by home plate umpire Chuck Vogan. You saw Helzel turn around like she gloved it, but I think it was caught off the turf. Tying run at second base. 2 away, the 1-2 pitch. This one chopped to Zizicom, picks it up, throw to first in time, and the Lady Cougars hold on to win game number 1 of the Mayor's Cup matchup by a final score of 4-2. We will step away. We'll have game number 2 coming your way in just about 30 minutes. Coverage of the Mayor's Cup matchup is presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance and by Salina Surgical Hospital. the plate next. And actually, a quick correction from the roster I got, but Macy Yost is a senior. I've been informed up here in the press box. So Yost, as we've got a bunt attempt here. Count starts off at 1-0 to Charlotte Gordon. Chance here for the Lady Mustangs to get on the board first, as they did back in game number 1. Take you around the horn here in just a moment. Get a quick start here to this game number 2, getting underway at about 5:50. So only about a 20-minute gap in between games, and we're ready to roll again as this one misses high and the count goes to 2-1 here on Charlotte Gordon. So again, to take you around the horn here for the Lady Cougars in the field, it'll be Webb getting the start behind the plate. It's Peyton Fritz over at first, Harris at second, Zizakam at short, and Gardner at third. Out in center field, making the catch is Langer. It's Janasek in right and Helzel in left. So one away here in the inning for the Lady Mustangs. And it will fall to Valerie Van Zandt, who got the Lady Mustangs on the board the first time around. She will take one out to right, but it hangs up. There will be a throw to first. It's not quite in time. Valerie Van Zandt flies out on a line, and that almost resulted in a double play, but able to turn back in time was Katie Wagner. And with 2 down, here comes Harper Turpin. And Wagner appears to be a little shaken up over there at first base. That is never what you want to see. Went sliding in face first, appeared to be... Yeah, she is holding on to something on her left hand. You wonder if that was the lead hand on the slide, but she will stay in. And Harper Turpin will grab a bat. Turpin batted in the 3-hole and will look to get off to a better start here after an 0-for-3 performance with 3 strikeouts in game number 1. Pitch on the way, misses low here from Macy Yost. Next pitch from Yost, also upstairs, and it's a 2-0 count here to Turpin. This is a true pitcher's duel all throughout game number 1. It came down to the last couple innings as the count goes to 2-1. Of course, Central got on the board first. South came back and tied it. The game stayed 1-1 until the home half of the 6th, where 3 big runs came across for the Lady Cougars. And Central was able to plate 1 in the 7th. They had runners aboard at 2nd and 3rd, but could not get anybody else across as they stranded the tying run at 2nd. Do have an update on our Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Just across town, Salina Central's baseball team picks up a 1-0 victory. And here it's a looking strikeout. Harper Turpin down on strikes. And Salina South up to bat. When we come back, it's the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. It's presented today by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
We go to the home half of inning number 1 here on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, presented today by Salina Surgical Hospital. Also want to say a special thank you to Long MacArthur Ford. Special Employee Pricing Plus is going on now. Shop online at longmacarthur.com. Let's meet the lineup for Salina South's Lady Cougars. Widely unchanged from game number 1. It'll be Morgan Janasek to lead it off from her spot at right field. Then center fielder Mackenzie Langer in the 2-hole. First baseman Peyton Fritz in the 3-hole. And third baseman Hannah Gardner in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth, it's your starting pitcher Macy Yost. Then left fielder Chloe Helsel. Catcher Brecken Webb. Second baseman Delaney Harris. And shortstop Sadie Zizakam in the back of the lineup here today. And boy, somebody lost a infield face mask there, I believe. Coach runs on and cleans it up, and we are ready to go with Janasek in the box, ready to face a new pitcher. And this is true freshman Sophia Johnson. Her first pitch is inside. Now, typically in a league as big as what this is, you throw a true freshman, things don't typically go well, but Johnson has gotten off to an excellent start. She has started now her 6th game. Although that ball is a rocket out to straightaway center. That gets down. It's up and over the fence. And it's a ground rule double for Morgan Janasek to open up the game here for the Lady Cougars of Salina South. That brings up Mackenzie Langer. But to go back and look at Johnson's numbers, in 28 innings, she has pitched to the tune of a 0.75 ERA. She's got a whip of just 1.18. 24 strikeouts, only 3 walks. She has not hit a batter yet this year. So good numbers for a freshman, although South unfazed by those numbers as Janasek is already in scoring position, and the Lady Cougars are threatening to score here in the first inning. This one also shot up the middle. That should be deep enough to score a run. They will wave the runner around. The throw is cut off. And it's back-to-back hits to start the day for the Lady Cougars, who take a 1-0 lead courtesy of the Mackenzie Langer RBI single. Good work here by the Lady Cougars. They pick up right where they left off. And here comes Peyton Fritz. Take a look at our landscape consultants' field and weather conditions. Of course, the all-turf surface here at Salina South High School. Temperatures really cooling off. 57 degrees, mostly cloudy as we get game number 2 underway. Remember, yesterday, at least out in Chapman, it was 90 degrees at first pitch. So a little taste of summer followed by a taste of late winter as Fritz hacks at a pitch outside, but that's falling fast in that Bermuda Triangle, and it gets down. The throw to second, not in time. Able to reach is Mackenzie Langer, who had to hold up. And it's 3 straight hits for the Lady Cougars here in the first inning, as they still lead at 1-0, and here comes Hannah Gardner.
Now batting number 34, Hannah Gardner.
So it's Gardner, then Yost. Boy, a dream start here for the Lady Cougars. Still nobody out in the first inning, and they're thinking about more here. That pitch called strike, up and out. Clips the corner. So it was the ground rule double by Janasek, the RBI single for Langer, the single for Fritz. And that's Gardner standing in now. Johnson's pitch misses away. You look at the games that Johnson has pitched in, she has allowed 2 runs, 1 run, no runs, 1 run, and 3 runs. And that is it. Another pitch misses inside here. The count goes to 2-1. The other thing to think about, though, at no point in Johnson's career here as a freshman has she really been down. She's won every game she's played in, most of them decisively for Central. So if things start to kind of careen off the tracks here a little bit, you wonder if the Lady Cougars might be able to capitalize. Confidence will be the name of the game for Sophia Johnson. 3-1 pitch on the way, and a called strike will bring Gardner back. And now we got a rundown between first and second. Nobody's covering the bag as Johnson was stuck in the circle there, and everybody moves up a bag. So credit a stolen base for both Langer and Fritz there as they scamper to the next bag, and now it's 2 in scoring position with a full count. Johnson trying to work out of some early trouble. The payoff pitch is lifted high in the air, drifting over near the foul line and off the mid of Wagner. Boy, Wagner really gave it a go. And with that, let's take you around the horn here and take a look at the defense for Central. And Wagner, I can't really see her from the corner here, but she is either not getting up or slow to get up. She is able to get up and walk it off, but Alyssa Waldron will come out and have a look at her shortstop. And you love the show of sportsmanship. Brie Vadrine immediately went over and had a look at her. And while they tend to her, let's take you around and look at the defense for Central. It's Gordon behind the plate, Turpin at first, Guine at second, Wagner at short, Van Zant at third. Your outfield is Burnt in left, Bruce in center, and Peckham in right. And Wagner's kind of holding that collarbone area. Obviously, we don't speculate on what might have happened there, but that's just where the hand was when she came over to talk to Coach. Whatever it is, it looks like they will leave her in the game here as she stays in her spot at short, and we'll continue chatting with the field umpire. Field umpire for this game is Chuck Vogan. Ken Kuzer calling the balls and strikes behind the plate. So it is still a 3-2 count. And a big at-bat here for Hannah Gardner with two potential insurance runs in scoring position. The payoff pitch is a soft grounder. This will be scooped up. The runner will make a break for the plate. The throw to the plate is close, but it's not in time as the hand is in, and Mackenzie Langer comes in to score. Fritz will take third, and on the ground out, it is an RBI for Hannah Gardner as Macy Yost comes to the plate. Her team up 2-0. Textbook play there. And a good break for Langer. Boy, she did not waste much time coming in on the play. First pitch here, Yost pops it up out to shallow left field. It's bobbled and grabbed by Peckham, who is fortunate to hold on to that. That could have been really bad as she came all the way in, juggled it, and then caught it with the bare hand. But the out is recorded, and Chloe Helzel will come to the plate. Boy, this is who you want at the plate. Helzel had three of the four RBI in the first game for Salina South. She'll take the first pitch in for a called strike. Peyton Fritz still standing aboard at third base, represents a crucial insurance run. Big cut at a pitch that misses up, and Helzel falls behind 0-2. Trying to hang in and battle with Johnson, who's looking to get out of the first inning with just the first two runs given up. And she might have just done that as this ball is popped up. The two middle infielders collide, but Wagner will make the catch, and in a very roundabout way, the Lady Mustangs get out of the inning, but not before South strikes for two. We'll step away. Back with more Game of the Week action when we return. Coverage today presented by Salina Surgical Hospital.
At Long MacArthur Ford, they always go further. Right now at Long MacArthur, you can enjoy employee pricing plus. What's employee pricing plus? Here's an example. A brand new 2024 F-150 Super Crew 4x4 list price $58K. If you're an employee of Ford, you can buy that same truck for $51K. With employee pricing plus, that same truck is only $45,000 with approved credit plus tax. See dealer for details. That's a total savings of $13,000. It's time to visit Long MacArthur in Salina, or you can shop online anytime at longmacarthur.com.
Looking to take the next step in your career? Consider an MBA from Kansas Wesleyan, helped by the Saline County MBA Scholarship. This scholarship provides $100 off per MBA credit hour for anyone living or working in Saline County, and it lowers the total cost of the program to under $12,000. Learn more about KWU's MBA program by visiting kwu.edu/MBA. That's kwu.edu/MBA.
Welcome back inside the Equity Bank broadcast booth. We go to the second inning, and boy, I hope everything's okay with Macy Yost. It's standard fare, right? I mean, this is what happens. You throw down to second every single time through the warm-up pitches, and Webb just yanked the throw and absolutely blasted her pitcher. First pitch misses inside here. You wonder if Yost may have to shake it off just a little bit. We play on, though. It's been an eventful first inning already with a couple of, let's call them, unique plays in the field. Had the middle infielders crashing into each other. Had a couple of players that had to get checked out for injuries already. And now we have the throw down to second hitting the pitcher. But it's Jolie Guyett Ellie Rykoff and Peyton Burnt, the three to lead off the inning here for Salina Central, who find themselves down 2-0 after the first inning of action. And the first strike across here for Yost, who had fallen behind in the count early, will look to battle her way back here. Gave up the leadoff single to Wagner, then recorded 3 quick outs, and now has the count filled up once again on Jolie Guyot. Guyot in the first game of this doubleheader, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Yost trying to pick up where her teammate left off. Instead, she will issue a walk to Guyot. And for the second time in as many innings, the Lady Mustangs have the leadoff runner aboard with nobody out, this time for Ellie Rykoff. Would also like to say a special thank you to Kansas Wesleyan University, a sponsor of today's game, proudly supporting all area athletes. Learn more at kwu.edu. Rykoff at the plate will foul this away. Back in the first game, Rykoff reached on 2 walks and came in to score one of the 2 runs for the Lady Mustangs in the 4-2 loss. Mentioned the 1-0 win for Salina Central over on the baseball diamond at Dean Evans. That's got to be one of the fastest high school baseball games you'll see this year. Topped in at just a little over an hour. Lights are on here at Salina South High School. Rykoff trying to move the runner. Her team only down by 2 here early on. Macy Yost brings home the pitch. It misses high and away, and the count goes to 2-1 here on Rykoff. Wind gently breezing to the outfield. Blowing left to right as we view it here from the press box. Got to say, I know we brag about it just about every time we come here. This has got to be one of, if not the nicest softball facility in the area. We've done a lot of high school softball, but this is always a treat here in the covered press box, especially nice and toasty on a day like today where things are really cool out there. You see people breaking out the hoodies, the blankets, the sweaters, whatever they can to stay warm. Good crowd has stuck around here for the second game of this doubleheader. Central digs in once again with Rykoff, and she will take another walk. So it's back-to-back walks to start the inning for Yost. And I'm not suggesting that it's because she got blasted with that ball, but you have to wonder if that shook her up a little bit. Whatever it is, she's going to have to overcome it, as it's runners at first and second, nobody out, and Peyton Burnt at the plate. Burnt squares to bunt, tries to get it down, but it is foul, and both runners will turn around and come back. I love the idea, though, for Central. Play some small ball here, move the runners over, and get yourself 2 in scoring position for Sophia Johnson. Johnson, in addition to being the team's best pitcher this year with even better numbers than Valerie Van Zandt, has also swung a very hot bat. She stands in the on-deck circle with a chance to give herself some run support potentially. Good stop here from Webb. Runners stay put. Count goes to 1-1. Corner infielders and Gardner and Fritz are shading in, anticipating a potential bunt here. I wonder if Central might try it again. Yeah, they will. This time it is down. It's picked up by Yost. Her throw to first is in time, but Central gets what they want, and that's 2 in scoring position for Sophia Johnson with only 1 out. So Jolie Guyot moves up to third. Ellie Rykoff is at second, and Sophia Johnson is at the plate. Johnson is batting .455. She is getting on base at a .538 clip, 10 RBI this year for the freshman. She's also come in to score 8 runs. She has walked 6 times. She has just 2 recorded strikeouts to her name. And she'll take inside to even the count at 1-1 here with the ever-dangerous Bailey Bruce in the on-deck circle. Yost trying to keep the lead. Good pitch there. Tip back to the backstop, and the count goes to 1-2. Haven't really talked about the backstop, but there is not a lot in the way of padding back there, so anything that gets back cleanly will take a solid bounce back to the catcher. The 1-2 pitch. Misses high. Good take there by Johnson, who I don't think has swung at a pitch through the first 4 of this at bat. See if she gets what she's been looking for here on 2-2. She will, but it's right back up the middle. They'll look the runner back. And the runner takes off way too late. Now you've got 2 runners between second and third. Let's see how this shakes out. Runner well shy on the slide, and that is a really silly way to record the first or the second 2 outs of the inning, as that will wrap it up. So we are done with the home half, or the visitors half of the second. We go to the home half when we return on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
Back at the ballpark as we go to the home half of inning number 2. It's a 2-0 lead for the homestanding Salina South Cougars. Coverage of this game is presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. And it will be the bottom third of the order. Brecken Webb, Delaney Harris, and Sadie Zizakam. Boy, Central had about as good of an opportunity as you're going to see today to get runs on the board, as they had runners at second and third with nobody out. But after a sack bunt, the old 1-3-2-5 double play and some base path antics ended the inning with nothing on the board for the Lady Mustangs. So it's freshman phenom Sophia Johnson back out for another inning of work here against the bottom third of the order for the Lady Cougars. This part of the order really did start to produce late in that game, but started 0 for 6 with 6 strikeouts. The one swap in the lineup is Delaney Harris, who was the flex in game number 1. She is the second baseman and will hit here in game number 2. Harris utilized, actually it was a straight 9, utilized as a pinch runner earlier today, as this misses up and in, and the count goes even at 2-2. The one thing that Johnson has been better about than most pitchers you'll see is not walking people. Only 3 walks all year through 28 innings of work. Brecken Webb has worked the count full here at 3-2. Pitch on the way, and she will swing at that. It is drifting near the line. And it'll drop foul as Van Zant gave it a look, but couldn't quite get there. So it stays filled up here on Brecken Webb. Payoff pitch. That ball struck well. The straightaway center. Back is Bruce, and it is gone. Solo shot for Brecken Webb, our first home run of the game. And it puts Salina South on top 3-0 here in inning number 2. Good work for Brecken Webb to the deepest part of the ballpark, up over the 215 sign. And with a 3-0 lead, here comes Delaney Harris to take, I believe, her first at-bat of the game. Harris came in. She ran for Peyton Fritz and came in to score a run in game number 1, but we'll get her first crack with the bat in her hand. Harris, the senior, batting .222 this year, looking for the 5th hit of her season. Does have a triple on the year, though. First pitch to her, that is laced to right. It'll get down in front of Peckham. And it's a base knock for Delaney Harris to bring up Sadie Zizicom, and the Lady Cougars are cooking here in the second. Good piece of hitting there. Zizicom at the plate next. Started her day 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts back in the first game. Here takes a healthy cut and comes up empty for strike 1. Brecken Webb was off to a slow start too, but very loudly overcame that as the next offering will miss low. The 1-1 to Zizicom. Big swing and a miss, and trying to avoid picking up what would be her 4th strikeout of the game, or of the day, between the doubleheader, if it comes down to that. Zizicom trying to keep the line moving here with nobody out and a runner aboard at first. The 1-2 pitch misses up and away. Back pick attempt knocked down by Turpin. And the count evens at 2-2. The top of the order that had 3 straight hits to start this game is looming next for Salina South. 2-2. Spoiled here, and we will do it again. Zizicom on the year, a .267 hitter. But she's found her spots. Gets on base at a .405 average. Thanks to 4 walks, and I mean, she's got good speed too. A couple of stolen bases to boot this year. The 2-2, she will lift it. It'll stay on the infield. It's easy work for the second baseman Guyot there. And it's 1 away for Morgan Janasek. First pitch to Janasek in the dirt. She hit the ground rule double to lead things off back in the first, and then came in to score on the Mackenzie Langer RBI single. .1-0 pitch. Misses high, and the count goes to 2-0 here. Janasek, a senior, I think. That's .432 on the year. She slugs .676. Pair of doubles, a triple, a home run. She is one of now 4 players on the team with a home run this year for a team that has left the yard 9 times. Brecken Webb now joins Peyton Fritz as the only other player with multiple home runs this year. Janasek's got really good pop in the bat, 9 driven in already this year. Only 3 strikeouts to 11 walks, the quintessential leadoff hitter, and she is ahead in the count now, 3-1. (3-1) offering on the way. Janasek takes it, and it is a strike to fill the count at 3-2. Payoff pitch on the way. Jam shot. Diving catch for Wagner. Throw back to first. They got her. Oh, what a play. As Katie Wagner, the full extension, and then the throw from her knees to get Harris at first. And that will end the second inning, but not before a Brecken Webb solo shot makes it a 3-1 game here on our Salina Post Game of the Week, presented by the good folks at Salina Surgical Hospital.
From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Be sure to check out their salves. Salves is a powerful blend of nature's best ingredients. Beeswax, crafted with care to soothe and nourish your dry skin, minor cuts, and burns. And for dry lips, try out their Happy Bee Balm. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in to see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street. More than just a honey store.
Welcome back inside the Equity Bank broadcast booth. A solo shot for Salina South puts them up 3-0. Boy, we've had some really good defensive plays today. We've had some really unique base running plays as well, and it's made for an entertaining game that sees the Lady Cougars up 3-0. Trying to get those runs back will be Bailey Bruce, Katie Wagner, and Charlotte Gordon, the 9-1 and 2-hole hitters here for Salina Central. And the first pitch is grounded softly to Gardner at third. Her throw to first is in time, and it's 1 pitch, 1 out here for South, as Katie Wagner, who led off the first with the only hit of the day today for the Lady Mustangs, coming to the plate. Wagner obviously kept her spot in the order. There was a discussion about whether they might lift her, but she stayed in. And bats here from the right side. First pitch to her, in for a called strike. Macy Yost trying to settle in after giving up the 2 leadoff walks in the second inning, but since then has seemed to settle in, aside from that pitch up that'll even the count at 1-1. If you weren't with us back in the first game, get to that here after the 1-1 pitch. That is swung on and missed. But fans of Salina South softball, mark your calendars. We'll be back next Friday when the Lady Cougars take on the Lady Salthawks of Hutchinson. Both of those games broadcast right here on the Salina Post and on the Salina Post YouTube page. It's part of our continuing Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week Spring Series. Here it's a 2-2 count to Katie Wagner. And she will slap this one foul down the right field line. So the count stays here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Let's see if we can't get some other scores coming in from around the area. This ball hit on a line out to center, but the catch made by Lenger. It was right there to glove it for out number 2. And here comes Charlotte Gordon. Gordon in this game is 0 for 1 with a fly out to center field. And she will, hit that to left. Helzel tried to make a diving play. That's going to be extra bases for Gordon, who's around second. She's going to come in. They're going to wave her around. They are going to wave the runner home. Now she'll hold up, I think, of her own volition. The throwback to third is not in time. And I don't know if it was Coach Waldron who held her up or if Charlotte Gordon thought better of it, but that was the right decision, as a triple will put her at third with 2 down for Valerie Van Zandt. Helzel tried to make the diving catch out in left, and it just got under her glove. And now it's Valerie Van Zandt with a chance to get the Lady Mustangs on the board, and she's going to do it with a knock to left center. That gets down in front of Lenger, and it's another RBI for Val Van Zandt to score Charlotte Gordon. Good work for the Lady Mustangs with 2 outs. And now it's Harper Turpin, who struck out looking her first time up, trying to keep it going. First pitch misses high. Van Zandt found her way over, around, and in on a few pitches that got by the Game 1 catcher. This ball hit up out to right field, maybe 2 steps in for Janasek, and that will do it for the third inning, but not before an RBI single from Val Van Zandt scores Charlotte Gordon. Central's on the board. It's a 3-1 game on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, presented today by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
We go to the home half of inning number 3. It'll be Mackenzie Langer, Peyton Fritz, and Hannah Gardner due up here for Salina South. They've gotten to Sophia Johnson in each of the first 2 innings. It was 3 straight hits and a couple RBIs back in the first inning, and then the solo home run for Brecken Webb in the second. A run of support now for Sophia Johnson. We'll see if she can find a way to settle in here and retire the toughest part of the Lady Cougar lineup. First pitch misses in the dirt to Mackenzie Langer. Her RBI single brought in the first run of this game. That scored Janasek back in the first. 1-0 the count here. Pitch to Langer again. It's low. And the count goes to 2-0. Here on the Lady Cougar senior center fielder. She will connect here. This ball, though, will find its way foul and take a hop and a skip near the dugout. In addition to the facility, the stands, the press box, and everything else, of course, you've got relatively new turf here at Salina South on both fields. There's also the practice field just behind us. So a lot of good stuff here in Salina. As this one is hit on a line, it hangs up, and having to hold up in center is Bruce. Turning to take second is Langer, and she is in. Boy, Mackenzie Langer turned the corner. She saw Bruce played it awkwardly off the hop, and it's a hustle double for Mackenzie Langer. Another potential run in scoring position for Peyton Fritz, who comes to bat now. That is good work for Mackenzie Langer. And Fritz, who's already 1 for 1 with a single, stands in at the ready. First pitch to Fritz. She will pop this up. It is drifting over. That's a fair ball. Langer is likely going to get the go sign. And yes, she will come to the plate. She will score easily. Peyton Fritz on a soft pop-up is going to get one that rolls all the way to the fence. And it goes down as an RBI double for Peyton Fritz to score Mackenzie Langer. It's 4-1 Lady Cougars for Hannah Gardner. Fritz will certainly take it. I also think Fritz just made a commitment coming in today to swing at every first pitch she saw. She's put 3 of them in play. You can't really argue with the results, but that is not the most conventional double of Peyton Fritz's career. Hannah Gardner, who's got the RBI ground out, is 0 for 1. She stands in now, takes the next pitch for a called strike. I'll tell you what, Christy Fritz, Peyton's mother, loves it. She's down there, as always, right there in the front row. The 1-1 misses up and away, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike here on Hannah Gardner. This has not been the day for Sophia Johnson, who has already given up more runs in the first 3 innings of this game than she has in any other game all season. Again, she has conceded 2, 1, 0, 1, and 3 in her first 5 starts as a freshman. But the Lady Cougars have gotten to her here in this one. 2-2 to Gardner. Misses at the letters, and the count is full. I will say, credit to Johnson. She's willing to put it in the zone and trust her defense. As, again, she has only walked 3 batters all season long. And we'll get, wow, a wild swing from Hannah Gardner. There's being out in front of the pitch, and then there's that. As Gardner was lucky just to foul that away. But for her trouble, she will earn another crack at this here on 3-2. The payoff pitch. And she'll earn yet another as that ball is hit out down the line. And the count stays full. Three balls, 2 strikes, still nobody away in the inning, and 1 run across for the Lady Cougars. And another pitch that is spoiled by Hannah Gardner, who is battling. Gardner this season bats .314. She has driven in 8 runs for Salina South already. The 3rd payoff pitch, and we'll get a 4th. Back in the first game of this doubleheader again that went South's way 4-2. Hannah Gardner had a day, including a double and a run scored as part of a 1-for-2 effort, a double, a walk, and a strikeout. Here she squares and gets this down gently. The runner moves up to third. So Gardner succeeds in getting Peyton Fritz to third. And with only one out, Macy Yost has a chance to add to the Lady Cougar lead.
Now batting number 20, Macy Yost.
Macy Yost flew out to right field her first time up. Back in the first game, she reached base twice without the aid of a hit, as she was hit by a pitch and then walked. Here she will lift one again into that triangle out and right. This one will hang up. They will hold the runner, and that's a wise decision as Peckham delivered a strike home. So Yost has her second fly out to right field today, and Chloe Helsel, who drove in 3 of Salina South's 4 runs in game number 1, has a chance to drive in another here. Helsel popped up to short her first time out. First pitch to her misses low. She will take a cut. The count goes to 0-1. If they can get to her, Brecken Webb, who had the solo shot in the second inning, is in the on-deck circle. The 0-1 pitch misses high. Easy enough take there for Helsel. A drop ball that did not drop far enough. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Helsel. Peyton Fritz standing aboard at third. And South is trying to avoid stranding Fritz at third for what would be the second time in 3 innings. They left her there back at first, or in the first. They're trying to avoid leaving her there again here in the third. The 2-1 misses outside, and the count goes to 3-1. Helsel knows that this next pitch has to be in the zone. South slowly but surely building the lead. Here comes the 3-1 pitch, and it misses high for ball 4. Chloe Helsel takes her base, and here comes Brecken Wood. Wood will have to get the catcher's guards off there. She is now ready to go. Webb today 1 for 1 with a banger of a home run to straightaway center. Take a look at the dimensions here. It's 200 down each corner, 215 to straightaway center field. And, caught swinging at a pitch that was nowhere near the zone. In the chaos, though, Helsel moves up. Give her a stolen base of second. And it's runners at second and third with 2 away for Brecken Webb, who will get on this. It is picked up. Awkward throw to first. Did she make that? She did. Wagner's been making it look easy all day long at short, and it's another off-balance throw to keep a run off the board as we go to inning number 4. Still a 4-1 lead for Salina South here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage of today's game presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
Welcome back to Salina. Coverage of this doubleheader is presented by Salina Surgical Hospital. And would also like to say a special shout out to Long MacArthur Ford. Special employee pricing plus is going on now. Shop online at longmacarthur.com. Jolie Guyot, Ellie Rykoff, and Peyton Burnt, your 3 to lead off the 4th inning here for the Lady Mustangs. Peyton Fritz rocks into the windup. Her pitch will miss. Back-to-back pitches up, and the count goes to 2-0. Here on Jolie Guyett. Guyett today reached on a walk. That was back in the second inning. Here we'll take another. That misses high as the count goes to 3-0, and I would imagine Guyett will be taking all the way here no matter what. 3-0 also up. And for the second time today, Jolie Guyett will reach on a walk. This time it only took 4 pitches, and here comes Ellie Rykoff, who did the same thing back in the second inning. It was an odd sequence as Guyett reached on a walk, Rykoff reached on a walk, Burnt bunted him over, and then it was a ball that went from the pitcher to the first baseman to the catcher to the third baseman for a double play. 1-0 the count to Rykoff. And there's the first strike of this sequence. The last 5 pitches in a row were outside the zone, but that one will find it again. The count sits at 1-1 to Ellie Rykoff, the DP in game 2. And she will foul this perhaps off her own foot. Comes up a little awkwardly with a 1-2 count. But she is back in and ready to go here. One and 2 the count. Rykoff at the plate. Macy Yost trying to get her team out of the inning, looking for a few outs. This one fouled away, and we will do it again on 1 and 2. Didn't have a chance to mention it earlier, but with the results, the Lady Mustangs lose just their second game of the whole season. They're 9-2, and the Lady Cougars are hot on their heels now at 10-3. Chopper to short, picked up here by Zizakam. Throw to first in time for the first out of the inning. And that'll work out like a sacrifice bunt almost, as Ellie Rykoff is out, and Jolie Guyett is at second for Peyton Burnt. Burnt laid down a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning. That was able to get the runners to second and third. Here she's swinging away. That ball falling fast out to right, but not fast enough as the speedy Janasek makes the play, and it's 2 down here in the fourth for Sophia Johnson.
Now batting number 21, Sophia Johnson.
Johnson batting from the right side, facing Yost. First pitch to her, misses down and inside. Big secondary taken there by Guyett, who I think just wants to give Webb something else to think about. The switch to Webb at catcher has been one that's paid off for the Lady Cougars, as this ball is poked gently up the middle, picked up by Harris, throw to first in time, and that'll end the fourth inning, or at least the top half of it. We're halfway home. We go to the second half of the fourth inning, a 4-1 lead for the Lady Cougars. Coverage of this game presented in part by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
When there is wastewater backing up into your home, time is crucial. Hours are precious to minimize the mess and damage. That is where Salina Septic Service looks out for you with direct access to their dispatch board, so you can schedule the first available appointment, upload pictures and description of your problem on the Salina Septic Service website, and secure your appointment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Money-saving specials now and information on worry-free service plans when you visit salinasepticservice.com.
I'm Brian Arms, your mortgage loan originator at Equity Bank here in Salina, Kansas. I'm a lifelong Salina resident here to tell you our bank can offer you mortgage and refinance options with terms designed for you. Why leave our community when you can choose the bank that never forgets it's your money? With 2 locations in town on Ohio Street and Santa Fe Avenue, there's no better time to apply online, in person, or over the phone. Learn more at equitybank.com, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
We go to the home half of inning number 4, where it will be Delaney Harris, Sadie Zizakam, and Morgan Janasek to lead it off. Welcome back inside the Equity Bank broadcast booth. It's our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, and it's presented by Salina Surgical Hospital. The battle for Salina between South and Central, the softball version of the Mayor's Cup matchup. And game number 1, of course, went the way of the Lady Cougars, 4-2. Over at Dean Evans Stadium, it was Central Baseball who got a 1-0 win. We'll see if we can't check in and get you a baseball score for Game 2 But here and now, it's a 4-1 lead for the Lady Cougars. They put 2 on the board in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in the third. And the first pitch to Delaney Harris will get away in the dirt for ball 1. Harris had a single back in the second inning, and then she ended up getting put out on the odd line drive. Speaking of line drive, that ball hit well to center, but played well by Bruce. And it's 1 down here for Sadie Zizicom.
Now batting number 2, Sadie Zizicom.
Zizicom is still in search of her first hit of the doubleheader. Between the two games, she is 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. But a chance here to maybe get something rolling with Janasek in the on-deck circle. First pitch to her, she will foul it back to the screen, and the count will start at 0-1. Janasek, who has a run scored in the ground rule double, will get an at-bat this half inning no matter what, as another pitch fouled back to the screen by Janasek. Crowd's thinned out somewhat as temperatures continue to fall here in Salina. It's down to about 54 degrees, and it's going to keep dropping throughout the night as the 0-2 misses high. Of course, I can't tell you that from inside this nice warm press box, but I'm sure Brian Dennett, who was working the camera outside, has felt the drop. Although he remembered this coat today and I didn't, so I guess it's all even. Here's a strikeout of Sadie Zizicom, who cuts through a fastball up, and the count, or the strike count, goes to 2 here with Morgan Janasek coming to the plate.
Now batting number 1, Morgan Janasek.
By the way, worth noting, that is the first strikeout of the game for Sophia Johnson, who had struck out 24 batters in 28 innings. But Salina South has had her number today, as her first pitch to Janasek here misses outside. Janasek, a ground rule double and a run scored and a pop-out in her 3 at-bats today. The 1-0 in for a called strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. In case we didn't have a chance to introduce him to you earlier, Ken Kuzer is behind the plate calling the balls and strikes, and Chuck Vogan is your field umpire for game number 2 here. 1-1 misses down. Of course, it's Central in the all-maroon jerseys, white numerals trimmed in black, black pants for the Mustangs today. For South, it's the green pants, white jerseys with the gold or green numerals trimmed in gold across the back. Three and 1, the count to Janasek. And a pitch that is ruled high, so the count goes, or it's a walk issued here to Janasek.
The next Cougar batter is number 15, Mackenzie Langer.
Mackenzie Langer will grab a bat. Across town at Dean Evans Stadium, it's a 2-0 lead for Salina South's baseball team as they're looking to split the series with Central. 3 innings officially in the books. 4 innings left to go. This one fouled away, and the count will start at 0-1 on Mackenzie Langer, who has been slugging today. Langer in this game, a single, a double, an RBI, a stolen base, and 2 runs scored. That's a good day at the office. 0-1, called strike on the outside, and the count goes to 0-2. And that's really the biggest difference between Johnson and Van Zant today. Van Zant consistently was pitching from ahead in the count. Johnson has fallen behind a number of hitters. Back pick attempt down the line, not in time, trying to keep Janasek and all her speed honest. Langer will dig back in here. The 1-2 pitch is shot up the right side. That is through. And not even thinking about stopping, turning to take third is Janasek. Now the runner will move up to second. Is she in? Yes, she is. My goodness, South just rampaging on the base paths. And on a shallow ball to right field, Janasek never stopped running.
Number 24, Peyton Fritz.
So rule that as a single for Mackenzie Langer. She moves up to take second. Janasek moves up to take third. And here comes Peyton Fritz. And, yeah, no surprise here. They are going to intentionally walk Peyton Fritz. They want no part of her bat. So the bases are loaded for Hannah Gardner. The cleanup hitter has a chance to bust this game wide open. Gardner is 0 for 2 today, but an RBI ground out and a sac bunt have both been productive. First pitch to her, in for a called strike on the outer half. The intentional walk is a good move for a number of reasons. First of all, you don't have to pitch to Peyton Fritz, which is always a plus, but now you've got to force at any bag, including home plate. You can go wherever it's most comfortable if you're the defense. Big swing and a miss at the 0-1 pitch, and the count goes to 0-2 on Hannah Gardner. Gardner this year, 11 hits, 8 RBI coming into this doubleheader. 4 strikeouts this year. The 0-2 is fouled away. We'll do it again as she stays alive. Back in game number 1, South stranded the bases loaded. They were able to get the runs they needed to get the win without scoring those. They do not want to strand the bases loaded again here. The 0-2 is fouled away. Good snag there by one of the Central assistant coaches. I believe that was Brian Guyett or Connor Ryan. One of them came out and made a good play there. 0-2 to Gardner, misses outside. And you just saw Johnson little by little taking it further and further and further outside, and finally Gardner is able to lay off. The 1-2 also outside, and the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Only one walk issued today by Johnson, but this South team has solved her. Bases loaded. 2-2. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. Gardner is down, and the bases will stay loaded. As for the first time all game, South does not get a run across, but the Lady Cougars still lead it, and they lead it 4-1. We'll step away, back with more Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week action when we return. It's presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
Are you ready to make a meaningful impact? Join our professional healthcare team at Salina Regional Health Center. We're seeking dedicated individuals who are eager to provide exceptional care to our community. Our growing organization offers competitive pay, comprehensive benefits, and opportunities for growth. We are committed to supporting you in your career. If you're ready to join a team that values compassion, teamwork, and outstanding patient care, apply now at srhc.com or reach out to me, Tess Madro, in Human Resources. Great careers start here. Salina Regional Health Center, we take care of you so you can care for others.
I've always believed in love stories that last forever. At Vernon Jewelers, we've been crafting these stories for 141 years. Each piece is a chapter in a journey, a testament to timeless romance. Whether it's an engagement ring or a cherished anniversary gift, we create memories that sparkle. Look for that iconic sign and discover our collection and personalized customer service in our 141st year. We're not old, just really good at what we do. Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina, because love deserves that perfect setting.
Back inside the Equity Bank broadcast booth as we continue our Game of the Week, presented today by Salina Surgical Hospital. And it will be the 9-1 and 2-hole hitters due up here for the Lady Mustangs: Bailey Bruce, Katie Wagner, and Charlotte Gordon. Central still very much in this game as they're only down by 3, but they have struggled to capitalize when they've had opportunities, and the opportunities have kind of come few and far between. They have gotten at least one runner aboard in every inning of this game so far, but they've only scored the 1. They've stranded 4, and that's kind of been the bugaboo here in this game for Central. 1-2 the count. Macy Yost back on for another inning of work. We'll miss this up and away. An easy take for Bailey Bruce. We talked about it a little bit back in game number 1, but Bruce really is the second leadoff hitter for this team. She has the second best batting average of anyone in a Central uniform. Here she'll hit one out to straightaway center, and Langer will have to take maybe a step or two backwards to make the catch for out number 1. So that turns things over to the actual leadoff hitter and Katie Wagner. And as she steps into the box, I want to remind you that coverage of today's game is brought to you in part by Kansas Wesleyan University, proudly supporting all area student athletes. Learn more at kwu.edu. 1-0 the count to Wagner, who today is 1 for 2 with a single and a line out. And another pitch that misses high as the count goes to 2-0. Both pitchers have been missing up today. It has not really come back to bite Yost just yet as she brings that down for the first strike of the count. Got to be cautious, though. With a 2-1 count. Pitch on the way, misses down and in. And that's been, really where most of the runners have come from. 3 hits, 3 walks today for Central batters. And add another, as Katie Wagner will take her base for the second time today, and the runner is aboard here with 1 out for Charlotte Gordon. Last time up, Gordon hit a screamer of a triple. It made its way all the way to the fence. It looked like it would just be a double, but she never stopped running and found her way in at third. First pitch to her, fouled off the screen here and off the pole at Salina South. The wind still gently blowing, more or less to straightaway right field. Would aid Charlotte Gordon, a left-handed hitter. 0-1 to her, misses away. Count evens at 1-1. Gordon this year, a true freshman, batting .333, slugging .500. Takes a strike here. I think I've been doing too many college games. Everyone's a true freshman in high school. Don't really have to worry about eligibility or COVID years or red shirts. Any of that nonsense. The 1-2 to Gordon is just a bit outside. So the count goes to 2-2 here. Gordon trying to find a good pitch to drive and at the very least move the runners. Central just trying to get something on the board. They scratched that 1 run across back in the third. Like I said, they've had their opportunities, but just have not really been able to do all that much damage as South's pitching has kept them guessing just enough. This will get away, but it's a walk regardless. And back-to-back walks to start yet another inning. And sooner or later, you feel like Central is going to capitalize on this if you keep giving them free base runners. Central is quickly going to go out, and they want to get a wrap or something on the left hand of Katie Wagner at second base. So whatever it is, they've got the protective measure on her now. Looks like the sliding glove. You love seeing that being used more and more at all levels of baseball and softball. Of course, Whit Merrifield of the Kansas City Royals was one of the first to wear it. It looks like an oven mitt, but it's there to prevent you from jamming your fingers when you go sliding face first into the bag. 0-1 the count to Valerie Van Zant. And Van Zant rips one to left. Boy, she has just been a hitting machine. Runner coming to the plate. Throw is cut off. In easily is Katie Wagner. And it's another RBI single, the second of the day for Valerie Van Zant, as the Lady Mustangs cut the lead down in half. It's 4-2, but they only have 1 down for Harper Turpin. Another good piece of hitting. Valerie Van Zant has done everything in her power, both as a pitcher and a hitter, to try to get her team a win today. You want to tell me this doesn't mean something extra to Van Zant, one of the few seniors on this roster? Matter of fact, she is the only senior of note in terms of players that have actually played in meaningful minutes this year. Van Zant very much would like to close out her senior season knowing that she beat the Lady Cougars at least once. 0-2 the count here to Harper Turpin. Turpin is 0 for 2 in this game. Takes a good-looking pitch on 0-2, but it's ruled a ball. And the count to 1-2 now on Turpin, who has a strikeout and a flyout to right field today. Macy Yost looking for one more good pitch, and there it is. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for out number 2. For Macy Yost, that is her first strikeout of the game. And it brings up Jolie Guyette. The problem with Guyette, she's walked twice on 9 pitches today. She has not spent much time at the plate, nor has she needed to. I'm sure she will be just as patient. And, yeah, the first pitch misses high again here as Guyot. I mean, if I'm Guyot, I'm not taking the bat off the shoulder until I see a strike. Last time she was walked on 4 straight pitches. Well, she's off to a good start if she wants to repeat that here up in the count at 2-0. Don't know what it is about Guyot, but like I said, today she has just been walking with ease. There's the strike, and you wonder if that may lead to Guyot getting a little more aggressive here on 2-1. She'll need to be. 2-1 pitch. Foul to the screen, and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lady Mustangs with yet another opportunity to get some runs across. They have already stranded 4 runners in this game. This ball hangs up out to right. Janasek is under it, and the catch is made. And now a total of 6 base runners left aboard by the Lady Mustangs, as they do add 1, but they still trail by 2. We go to inning, the home half of the 5th, here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey, Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
Back inside the Equity Bank broadcast booth, coverage of today's games are presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance and by Salina Surgical Hospital. It'll be Macy Yost, Chloe Helzel, and Brecken Webb to lead off the 5th here for the Lady Cougars, who had scored in every inning prior to the 4th. They got 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, and another in the 3rd. And they have been just as bad, if not worse, about stranding runners. 5 runners left on in the last 2 innings alone. They left them loaded back in the 4th. That's the 2nd time in this doubleheader they've done that, but it has not come back to bite them, at least not yet, as they won the first game 4-2, and they find themselves leading this game by the exact same margin. This ball lifted out to right. Coming in is Peckham, and Peckham makes the catch for out number 1. 1 away here for Chloe Helzel. Helzel had a great game 1. Again, drove in 3 of the 4 runs for the Lady Cougars. She is 0 for 1 with a walk in this game, and is trying to restart the party here for Salina South, as the first pitch to her is in for a called strike. Oh, 1. Boy, off speed. Helzel way out ahead of that. Fortunate just to make contact. And she is behind 0-2. Johnson from the windup. Another ball hit out to right. This one, though, falls fast enough. Boy, and an overthrow there. Trying to get it in. Chloe Helzel aboard with a single. And with 1 out, it's Brecken Webb who comes to bat next. Webb hit the solo home run back in the 2nd inning. She also grounded out to close out the 3rd. In case you missed any of game number 1 or game number 2, first of all, if you want, you can always rewind it and watch it on demand for free, as that gets by Gordon. But if you want the written version, you can catch the recap of this game on Salina Post's sports page. 1-0 the count here to Brecken Webb. Runner aboard at first, 1 away. Pitch Misses down and in. The count goes to 2-0. Lady Mustangs down to their last 6 outs. Trying to keep more runs off the board and keep that deficit in a good spot. The 2-0 is hit softly back to the pitcher who tries to go to second. They will get the lead runner as Wagner makes the catch. And there's been some miscommunication between Wagner and Guyot about who's supposed to field what back there today, but boy, the result is the same here as Webb grounds into the fielder's choice. So Delaney Harris stands in next. She is 1 for 2 today, a fly out to center and a single. First pitch to Harris, popped up and right on top of the central dugout. Most of the totals in this game have resembled that of the opener. Defense, I think, has really been the most impressive thing for both sides, as we have seen some real web gems already today. This one misses high, and the count is even at 1-1 to Harris. Sadie Zizakam is in the on-deck circle with 2 away here. Big swing and a miss. Back pick down to first, not in time. So Harris behind in the count, 1-2. Webb is aboard at first, 2 down in the inning. Johnson looking to close it out and get her bats back up in the 6th. Pitch on the way, hit down the line, but foul. Just beyond the mitt there of Turpin. Turpin gave it a go. Just couldn't get over on it in time. Once again, Johnson looking to the wristlet for the sign. Brings home the 1-2. Misses high, and the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harris, a freshman on the year, batting .222. Getting more and more big time and big at bats as this season rolls on. 2-2, lifted down the line and foul again. Boy, she has not missed a hit by much. Once to right, once to left, both foul. That keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harris taking her time here, trying to straighten it out. And the pitch misses away. Another back pick momentarily got away from Turpin, but holding up at first is Webb, and the count is full now. 2 Delaney Harris. Harris stands in from the right side. Payoff pitch, ball 4. And Harris will take her base. It's 2 aboard for Sadie Zizakam, who is due for a hit here. Still looking for her first hit of the doubleheader. She is 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. Zizakam, a solid hitter in her own right, has just had a rough go of it today. Last batter, 3rd time through the order. Facing Johnson here. They got to her the first time. They got to her the second time. Ironically, the only time through the lineup they have not gotten a run has been the 3rd. They've had 6 base runners, but they have not brought anything extra across the plate. First pitch misses to Zizakam. 1-0 delivery, also high and away. Morgan Janasek stands ready in the on-deck circle if they can find a way to get it to her. That walk, by the way, just the 5th of the year, issued by Johnson. 2-0 right down Main Street. Taken there by Zizicom. Now she's seen it. She'll try to get a little more aggressive here. The 2-1 is a called strike, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Central trying to keep the deficit to 2. South looking to break it open. The 2-2 pitch misses high. The count is full. Two away in the inning, 2 aboard for the Lady Cougars. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Sadie Zizicom. The payoff pitch. Fouled away, we'll do it again. South has battled a lot deep into counts in this inning specifically. Another 3-2. Called strike 3, and that will do it here for the 5th inning of play. Again, 2 left for South. They still lead 4-2 here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
At Long MacArthur Ford, they always go further. Right now at Long MacArthur, you can enjoy employee pricing plus. What's employee pricing plus? Here's an example. A brand new 2024 F-150 Super Crew 4x4 list price $58K. If you're an employee of Ford, you can buy that same truck for $51K. With employee pricing plus, that same truck is only $45,000 with approved credit plus tax. See dealer for details. That's a total savings of $13,000. It's time to visit Long MacArthur in Salina, or you can shop online anytime at longmacarthur.com.
Looking to take the next step in your career? Consider an MBA from Kansas Wesleyan, helped by the Saline County MBA Scholarship. This scholarship provides $100 off per MBA credit hour for anyone living or working in Saline County, and it lowers the total cost of the program to under $12,000. Learn more about KWU's MBA program by visiting kwu.edu/MBA. That's kwu.edu/MBA.
Back here inside the Equity Bank broadcast booth, Tyler Henry alongside you, Brian Dennett producing and engineering. Coverage of today's game presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. And we head to the 6th inning of play. Central is down to their final 6 outs. And they will try to play very carefully with those tokens here. Boy, not to say that South has done anything inherently wrong here, but at the same time, you have to wonder if this game could be much different if they had capitalized on more opportunities. Take a look at South in this game. They have stranded 8 runners in 5 innings, including the bases loaded. Here's one up the middle. Backhanded stop by Harris. Throw to first in time. Are you kidding me? That is a heck of a play for Delaney Harris. Does not look like a freshman out there at second and makes the throw to record the out of Rykoff. 1 away. There will be a defensive highlight video on Twitter at some point in the next couple of days. Both teams have looked excellent in the field throughout the course of this doubleheader, and now it's Peyton Burnt at the plate. Burnt takes this to third, picked up by Gardner, throw to first, and it's quickly 2 gone here for Central, who are down to their final 4 outs. Obviously, broadcasters, we keep our own scorebooks. If there's a good defensive play, usually I'll write a little star next to it. Typically, in a doubleheader at the high school level, I'll get 1, maybe 2 plays. I've got about 7 that I've noted here between these two. I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to overemphasize it, but the defense has been spectacular. Sophia Johnson will pop one up out to deep left, but Helzel is under it, and it's a quick 1-2-3 inning here for Salina South. We go to the home half of inning number 6. One last chance for South to add some insurance here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage of this game is presented by Salina Surgical Hospital.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
Coverage of today's doubleheader action between Salina South and Salina Central is presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. And as we go to the home half of inning number 6, it's one last chance for the Lady Cougars to add a little something extra here. They have threatened and threatened and threatened and just have not scored over the last couple of innings, as they have stranded 7 runners from the 3rd to the 5th. Still been a good day at the ballpark for South in all respects, but it's one of those things that if you want to make a deep run in May, you're going to have to find a way to convert some of those into runs. The big thing for the Lady Cougars, obviously, here is trying to find the doubleheader sweep and the bragging rights over the Lady Mustangs after they swept them last year. The 0-1 pitch is on the way. It'll miss inside, and it's the top of the order to lead it off here for South, with Morgan Janasek, Mackenzie Langer, and Peyton Fritz, the 3 to lead off the inning. This is taken to first, but it's easy enough work for Turpin, who tags the bag. That's 1 down here in the 6th. These 2 spots in the order, though, have been the problem for Central. Mackenzie Langer is 3 for 3, a single, a double, a single, an RBI, a stolen base, and 2 runs scored. Peyton Fritz, right behind her, has a single, a double, an intentional walk, an RBI, and a stolen base of all things. So that ball, well, add another single to Mackenzie Langer's day. She's 4 for 4. And South might not be done yet, as Peyton Fritz will grab a bat and come to the plate. And let's see if the other streak for Peyton Fritz keeps up here. I made the joke earlier in the broadcast. It feels like she walked into the building and said, I'm going to swing at every first pitch I get today. It's worked out really well for her for the most part. Again, she has reached all 3 times. Let's see if she takes the first pitch here. Nope. That one, though, drops off the table low and away. It's an aggressive stance. It's one of those things, though, once the pitcher catches on to what you're doing, it's pretty easy not to offer anything up that you might be able to take deep. The 0-1 to Fritz. Fouled away in the count to 0-2. And Fritz has found a lot of her hits on 2 strikes today. She's gotten in a lot of 0-2 holes early. Johnson just trying to keep the slate to a 2-run deficit. Fritz shoots that up the right side. Throw to first is in time, and it will move Langer up to second, but it's 2 down here in the 6th with Hannah Gardner at the plate, and one last chance here for Salina South to try to get a little something extra on the board, up 4-2.
Cougars, number 34, Hannah Gardner.
Gardner's had a rough go of it statistically, but all of her outs have been productive except for the last one. First pitch to her, misses high. Gardner had an RBI ground out back in the 1st inning. She had a sac bunt that led to a run in the 3rd, and then struck out swinging to leave the bases loaded back in inning number 4. 1-0 pitch, in for a called strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. In case you're curious, Central will have, I would argue, the best part of their lineup due up next. It's 9-1-2 with Bailey Bruce to lead it off. Called strike, low and away. Hannah Gardner going to have to get protective here with a 1-2 count. Central trying to give themselves one last chance. South closing in on victory. The 1-2 pitch is high. That will get past. Langer will move up, and she will take 3rd. Langer has reached scoring position every time she's come to bat today. She's 4 for 4, 2 runs scored. She's reached second 4 times. The 2-2, also high and away. And it comes down to another 3-2 pitch here from Sophia Johnson, to try to record this final out. The payoff pitch is ball 4. Low to Gardner, who takes her base. She reaches for the first time today. And it's runners at the corners for Macy Yost. Peckham perks up a little bit out in right field because Macy Yost today has flown out to right, and flown out to right. She's gotten good contact, but just has not been able to get anything to drop out there. First pitch in for a called strike to her. You also wonder if they may send Gardner here just to try to force a play between second and home. If I'm Gordon, I'm probably not throwing down to second. The 0-1. It's hit foul off to the right side, and the count goes to 0-2. And once again, Johnson is one good pitch away from getting out of the inning and giving her bats a chance, only down by 2. That's the idea here for Central. That's the best they can do with South at the plate. The 0-2 pitch, fouled away again. Yost just trying to catch up to it. Of course, she's trying to give herself some run support as the pitcher of record, who is currently in line for the win. And if she could get the win, she would move to an impressive 6-2 on the year. The other thing is, with another win, South pulls ahead of Central in the standings for regionals. So, of course, this has big forbearing on multiple things. One and 2 the count. Pitch on the way and lunging at it, but finally getting one down in right field is Macy Yost. That is an RBI single. As moving up to third on the play is Hannah Gardner, and coming in to score is Mackenzie Langer. It's 5-2 Salina South. Briley Moss, for the first time today, will grab a bat. She stays in for Chloe Helsel, a defensive substitution in the last half inning. First pitch to Moss, in for a called strike. So after the RBI single, South thinking about even more, and there it is. Another hit up the middle, and coming in to score is Hannah Gardner. As Briley Moss picks up the second RBI of the inning, it's now 6-2 South. Good work late here by the Lady Cougars. This is what they've been trying to do for the last several innings. And finally capitalizing as Brecken Webb comes to bat. They've done all this damage, by the way, with 2 outs in the inning. Remember, it was just a runner at first with 2 down, but since then a walk, a single, and a single. And it's Brecken Webb trying to keep the line moving, although this is right back to Johnson. She flips to first, and that is the end of the 6th inning. But 2 crucial runs of support come in for South. They lead at 6-2. Central down to their final 3 outs. When we come back, it's our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. It's presented by Salina Surgical Hospital.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Be sure to check out their salves. Salves is a powerful blend of nature's best ingredients. Beeswax, crafted with care to soothe and nourish your dry skin, minor cuts, and burns. And for dry lips, try out their Happy Bee Balm. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in to see AJ Honey Farms.
Welcome back inside the Equity Bank broadcast booth. We go to the 7th inning where Central is down to their final 3 outs, and thanks to a couple of late insurance runs, it's a 4-run deficit that they will have to overcome. Remember, South scored their last runs in the 6th inning of game number 1 as well. That put the game out of reach as Central scored 1 run, but that was all they would get in their half of the 7th. Here they're looking to mount a comeback. South is looking to shut it down and take their second sweep over Central in as many years. 0-1 pitch is fouled away. It's the 9-1 and 2-hole hitters trying to do it. Bailey Bruce, Katie Wagner, and Charlotte Gordon. Also the 3 best bats in terms of on-base percentage this year. So if you want to set the table for something special, these are the bats you want up to do it. As that pitch misses up from Macy Yost. Yost has pitched well. Central's had their opportunities too, and that's the other thing we haven't talked about a ton in this game. They have stranded 6 runs themselves. It's another ball fouled away here as the count goes to 1-2. Bruce in this game is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. Back in game number 1, she was 1 for 3 with 2 ground outs and a single. 1-2 misses high. Count goes even at 2 apiece. And just in case you weren't with us earlier, mark your calendars. The next game of the week will be right back here as Salina South softball team takes on Hutch next Friday. I believe that doubleheader is set for a 4 o'clock start. We'll have coverage of both games as the Lady Cougars take on the Lady Salthawks. 3-2. Macy Yost brings home the pitch, and it's a walk to Bailey Bruce. Again, the runner is of little consequence here. You just need to find a way to get 3 outs, but let's see how Central plays this with Katie Wagner at the plate. That's been kind of the thing, right, in this game. 4 hits allowed by Macy Yost, but she's walked 5 batters. She will start with a ball here to Katie Wagner. Again, South just looking for 3 more outs to wrap this up. Good pitch, called strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. Here to Wagner, who today has 1 of each, a single, a walk, and a lineout today as part of a 1-for-2 effort. 1-2 in the dirt, Webb with the stop. And the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1. Also low, and it's a 3-1 count. Salina South has not had a single other pitcher come in to throw even an inning. They're going to ride out their starter all game, every game. Even as 2 walks reach here, it's Bruce now up to second. It's Wagner at first. And it's a meeting in the circle as Bree Vadrine wants to come out and talk with Macy Yost. We'll quickly step away as they've got a meeting in the circle on the Salina Post Sports Network.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic.
So we're back to softball action here. Charlotte Gordon grabs a bat. I did want to check and confirm the number, and yeah, 4 hits today for Central, 7 walks. That's where they've gotten all of their base runners. Nobody else has reached today on anything but those 2 outcomes, and all of the hits have been singles except for Charlotte Gordon, who had the lone extra base hit of the day. It was a triple, and she came in to score 1 of the 2 Central runs so far. Count is 1-1. Yost delivers the pitch. Outside again, and the count now to 2-1. Yost still looks comfortable, knows that, again, she just needs 3 more to close out the win. Trying to slap that, and coming up empty is Gordon, who wanted to run up, get it down, and move the runners. Of course, there's no sense in playing small ball here for Central because even if you score these 2 runs, you're still down by 2. And you've only got 3 outs. You don't want to trade any of those. Here's a ball hit to center. Langer under it, looks up, makes the catch, and it's 1 down for Salina South. Central down to their last 2 outs with Valerie Van Zant coming to the plate. Van Zant has been on a tear today. 2 RBI singles. She's driven in both runs of this game. She also came in to score 1 of the only 2 runs in game number 1. So she has been responsible in some way for 3 of the 4 runs today scored in the doubleheader by the Lady Mustangs. 1-0 pitch raked down the line, but foul. And the count goes even at a ball and a strike. Van Zant ready at the dish once again. She is 2 for 3. Even her out was allowed 1. A hard line out to right field. 1-1 misses up. And the count to 2-1. Normally, the most fearsome hitter in the lineup, or at least one of them, is Harper Turpin in the cleanup spot, but she's 0 for 3 today. 2-1 to Van Zant, also high. And it's 3-1 here, and the last thing you want to do is walk the bases loaded with only 1 out and bring the tying run to the plate. But that is what Yost is going to do. And don't look now, but here comes the tying run represented by Harper Turpin. So a walk to Bailey Bruce, who stands on third, a walk to Katie Wagner, who stands on second, and a walk to Valerie Van Zant, who stands aboard at first. It's a 4-run game. Harper Turpin at the plate. Big swing and a ball fouled away to start off the AB here. Turpin, a sophomore, is slugging .607. Good extra base. Pop 10 RBI this year. Second best mark on the team. Chops one down the line. It is foul. And the count is 0-2. And if Yost could find her second strikeout here, or her third strikeout rather, that would be huge. But any out is a beneficial one for Salina South here. The 0-2, there it is. Strike 3 looking. And how about this? Only 3 strikeouts today for Macy Yost, all 3 of them against Harper Turpin. And Salina Central has just one last token to play with as Joey Guyett will grab a bat. Guyett has been the opposite of Turpin today. She's had 2 of the 8 walks. First pitch to her, in for a strike, and you feel Yost getting aggressive now, knowing that she's 1 out away. The 0-1 pitch from Yost, also a strike on the inner half, and Central is down to their final strike. The bases are loaded. The tying run is at the plate. But the Lady Cougars bring home the 0-2. It is a soft line drive that gets up the middle. 1 run comes in to score. And an RBI single for Jolie Guyett will extend this game by just a little bit, as the tying run for the second time in as many 7th innings is aboard. Bailey Bruce comes in to score. Here comes Ellie Rykoff. First pitch to Rykoff into the mitt of Yost, goes home with it. And there it is, the out that ends the game as the Lady Cougars hold off another Lady Mustang comeback. They get the sweep 6-3 in game number 2, 4-2 in game number 1. That will conclude our coverage, but we will be back with more Salina South Lady Cougar softball next Friday when Salina South returns home to take on the Lady Salthawks of Hutchinson. But until then, for Brian Dennett, our producer and engineer, I've been Tyler Henry, saying good night, and we'll see you next Friday. Another installment of our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, presented today by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance and Salina Surgical Hospital.